You're live.
Well, hello and welcome to the San Angel Live Studios. I'm Manny DIaz.
Christian Gabadon.
Yes, sir. The partner in crime, the former San Angelo Central wide receiver. Hey, guys, it is week 7 of the Texas high school football season, and man, do we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. We have plenty of games going on, Class 6A all the way down to 6-man. Your Central Bobcats in action tonight, the Lakeview Chiefs. Both of these teams on the road looking for dubs. Hopefully somebody can pull one out tonight. The Bobcats down in College Station against A&M Consolidated. What are they, the number 3
Number
ranked?
3 in 5A Division II.
The number 3 ranked team in Class 5A Division II. That's who the Cats are up against tonight. The Lakeview Chiefs up in the Panhandle taking on the Hereford Whitefaces. They'll be looked as they kickstart the district season tonight. A little bit what we got going on. We're going to go stock up, stock down. Who we feel is, or the teams that are kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. The teams that maybe not. They're kind of the low end of the stock the stock market of the Texas high school football world. And then of course the teams that we're not ready to sell just yet. So stay tuned on that one. Plus a brand new segment tonight, the best of the Thursday Night Lights. This is the middle school JV kids. You'll want to stay tuned for this. Good stuff. All right, so Christian, we now see the San Angelo Central Bobcats in College Station tonight taking on A&M Consolidated. Right now it is 19-14, Consolidated leading the Bobcats. Central's been playing a heck of a ball game tonight.
They have.
Kind of guide us, tell us what's been going on tonight so far.
Well, they've just been driving the ball very well as Malachi takes it down from the 50-yard line into Consolidated's 15, it looks like. So they've just really been driving the ball better than they have these last couple weeks and really looking solid against a great, stout Consolidated team.
Wow, so we do have the Bobcats in scoring position as we speak. They're right at about the A&M Consolidated 24-yard line. Joe, are we ready to go into any of the live streams right now? No, we are not. Okay, so we will continue to talk football right now. We will go to Matt Trammell in just a bit. Right now, Malachi
launches it.
Looking to the end zone.
Oh, looks like a touchdown.
Yes, they are signaling touchdown. My goodness. So this touchdown gives the Bobcats their very first lead of the ball game. Christian, from what you saw on the live feed there, who looked to make that grab?
I couldn't tell. The camera was a little off on that one, but it was definitely a vertical to the B receiver, whoever was in at the left wideout position, and came down with the snag. Number 12, it was Tyler Hill, backup quarterback.
So yeah, QB1 to the
QB2.
backup to QB2.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Tyler Hill, you didn't actually get a chance to play with him last year. He was on the JV. He was on the JV Orange team last season. How good is this guy?
We'd go against the same teams usually as JV, and we'd get to watch their film from the night before because we played on Fridays. And every Friday morning we'd watch their film, and the kid just, everything about him, he's just got great quarterback tactics in every which way, pretty balls that he throws, deep balls, very nice, and he can run, and he's a perfect frame, about 6'2".
Yeah.
And, probably 160,
and he's only a sophomore.
And he's only a sophomore,
so he's going to fill out a little bit more.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Nothing but great things for that kid.
And what's interesting is, at the end of last week, or at the end of Friday night, on San Angel Live and on Cover1, we were receiving multiple messages that there's going to be a change at quarterback because of Malachi Brown's 2 interceptions, yada, yada, yada. Please look into this. Well, we looked into it, and Coach Davis said, nope, no, we're not doing that. And here's the thing, in Malachi's defense, really those interceptions weren't on him.
No, not at all.
There was both interceptions. One of them was a tip balls, a tip drill. It went to the other guys, to Shirts Clemens, and then the other one, it was a strip. So those 2 turnovers really weren't on at that,
most definitely
on Malachi at that point.
And I just think it's a little too early just to take Malachi out of his, comfortable spot.
Sure.
But, for sure, I think they should implement Tyler in the game to have things like that happen. He's just a great athlete as a whole. So
yeah, and it might not be such a bad idea to maybe look at some Wildcat stuff with them. I mean, because you have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield.
Exactly.
It's almost like a 6-man football game, because 6-man, these guys, anybody can throw the football at any given time.
Exactly.
And if I'm not trying to say I'm trying to be Kevin Crane right now, but But that's probably not a bad idea.
I mean, and you can only figure how tired Malachi gets too from running the ball so much.
Yeah. All right. Right now we are seeing A&M Consolidated. These guys are back with the ball. What is that? A QB?
Looked like a little screen, I think. A little halfback screen passed into the 40 of Central's territory.
Okay. All right. So Consolidated, they are coming right back.
Looks to be a flag though. I can't tell.
All right. Well, hopefully it is a flag, so it comes back at that point. It is 21-19. Your San Angelo Central Bobcats leading A&M Consolidated. They are a top 5 team, Class 5A Division II. Man, that's a good program. What Coach Davis said in the press conference this week. The other members of the media, they were saying, well, what's how can you get a win this week? Well, he was saying no. Well, we're not settling for anything less than a win. Obviously, there's things that they always say, oh, well, you score a certain amount of points, you get a certain amount of yards. At this point, they need a win.
Exactly, they do. And, against teams like this, we'd play Cedar Park, who's always ranked. He'd basically tell us we got to play near perfect for these teams to, really get a win. Looks like A&M Consolidated kicks a field goal and it's blocked. Wow. It looks to be blocked, and that'll go into the half, 21-19 Central.
I have no idea who this team is right now.
Yeah, I know. They're looking like a brand new ball team.
I mean, this is pretty amazing what we're seeing with the Central Bobcats tonight. Had they played like this for the last 2 weeks, we're probably not mentioning them in taking L's in the loss column. They're probably sitting in the dub column.
Exactly. They're right there with Midland Lee and Permian in that case.
Yeah. So we'll get into our stock up, stock down. A little teaser. A few of these little Southwest Conference teams are in those categories.
Yes.
I'm not going to say where they are because you got to stay tuned, of course. But nonetheless, big games, other games that we're watching tonight. The Lakeview Chiefs, the Hertford Whitefaces. Trammell, what's our updated score? Do we have an updated score from the Panhandle?
From Hertford?
Yes.
The last time I checked, it was 27-7. Yeah, that's what I got.
27-7.
Nearing halftime.
Hertford's
up.
Okay. Well, Lakeview, these guys they're up and down. This is with them, they've already clinched a playoff spot just because of the district. There's only 4 teams in the district, but for games like this, these are very important games nonetheless.
Most definitely.
First and foremost, it's started of the district season, but they're playing for seeding.
For seeding, yes, that's a big role in playoffs, especially too. Definitely want to get that number 1 seed.
And you guys, I mean, what seeding is all about.
Oh yeah,
certainly
definitely.
When you enter the postseason. Yeah. How clutch is that whenever you're talking?
A couple wins could get you, from playing a top 25 team to playing, top 75 team like us going against Lamar, first round. I mean, we know how that was going to go, 69-0 in that one. Like, just get us out of there, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So
up down the Puncher Dome, they just scored.
What we have
38-0.
38-0 Mason
Punchers.
Wow. Okay, so. The Mason Punchers just rocking and rolling as this is what, week 2 of the district season for them, Trammell?
This is their opener.
The district opener for them. Okay, right. So 38-0 leading Harper down in the Hill Country there. All right. Hey, if you haven't noticed, we're branding some new swag tonight. The COVER1 drip, if you will. Is that what the kids?
Drip. I like it. Yes, sir.
If you can't tell, I'm a few years on Christian here.
You're doing good.
I'm trying to catch up. No dad jokes for sure from me. But Maddie's Custom Tees hooking us up for this week. Man, just good stuff. Hopefully we'll get some more ordered and we'll put them on a store there that for all of our fans can get you a COVER1 T-shirt in the black and white. Janessa Nunez also. Hey, if you haven't checked this out on the old Snappy Chat. That's what Joe Hyde says. You can follow us on San Angelo Live. Janessa Nunez always providing us with the good stuff there. By the way, for all of your scores tonight, a lot of these games that started at 7 o'clock, they're nearing the break. So if you're looking for some scores tonight, head on over to sanangelolive.com. We'll have an update on all of those. Joe Hyde is working extremely hard to get us going on all that stuff. That way we can, have all the good stuff from around the state, from around West Texas and around the state of Texas. Coming up in a bit, we will also have Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcats insider, if you will.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man, this guy knocked it out of the park last week in analyzing the Bobcats from just the entire ball game.
Yes. Every position.
Yeah. And of course, Chadwick, he's a former Central Bobcat himself, also a former Texas Tech Red Raider. So it's always good to have somebody talking football, especially Texas high school football at that. So we'll have him on in just a bit. The Bobcats right now leading 21-19 at the break. They're in College Station in Aggieland. We'll get you some live updates of that one. Plus, we'll also have some highlights throughout the night in that one. Another game we are also focusing on, and it's a big game for the six-man world. It's a district game for these guys, Erie County and Water Valley. And, of course, we've been following Erie County for the last few weeks. These guys just
They've been balling.
Wrecking kids.
Yes, they have.
And last we checked, it was 14-8 Water Valley in the second quarter.
Oh, really?
So,
wow.
It's this, with Water Valley, these guys are, they're kind of coming in as the, I guess, playing the underdog role.
Hey, any
County.
given Friday, I guess. Central too.
Any given Friday. That's what we're witnessing tonight. So we will have highlights of that one coming up. Plus, we can't have a Friday night show without Matt Trammell. This dude. Just being Matt Trammell last week on the Matt Trammell live desk. We'll get his thoughts on a few of these games. He's watching a number of games. About how many games are you watching there at the live desk right now, Trammell?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games right
Seven
now.
games.
We're getting them all going.
Yeah.
We got highlights coming from Central, Lakeview, El Dorado, Midland, Lee, Friendship, and the L-Town.
L-Town.
Boys in Level
Level-Land.
Yeah,
Matt Trammell's
that's
hometown,
right.
the Level-Land Lobos. At some point,
Nevada Community.
Oh yeah, and Joe wanted
Not
to mention
Nevada,
Not Nevada, Iowa.
Nevada Community, the
Braves.
the Nevada
Braves.
Community
Braves.
Braves. Yes, and we might even have, perhaps another fight song from the Nevada Community Braves, presented by Mr. Joe Hyde himself. Joe was also a former. He was a member of the band for Katy High School years ago. A very talented musician. Trombone player, is that what you were, Joe? Just give me the nod, yay or nay.
Something.
We've been trying to get Joe to bring the trombone in this week to see if he has anything left in the tank to at least compose.
Give us a little something.
Yeah, break us off a little something. So
Puncher's touchdown again.
Another one.
That was like that was a breakaway from like 80 yards.
wow, so let's it was 38-0 at that point.
That leaves it 45-0, waiting for the extra point.
Oh my gosh.
Bet they wish they had the 45-point rule.
Yeah, they wish they had a 45-point rule right now.
Oh, that was a punt return, and they threw down the punter at the end, who was trying to make the tackle.
Come on,
Blockers
man.
in front of him.
Gosh.
That's a terrible way to go out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a punter and you want to make it, you got to at least go faster than that.
All right. Well, this is COVER1 Live here on SanAngeloLive.com. Thank you so much for joining us. This first hour is presented by our friends at Little Caesars Pizza. Pizza. Yeah, bringing you all the goods tonight for all your Friday night football parties. Hour one presented by those guys. Hey, also tonight, Christian, our COVER1 preview is focusing on
Thursday Night Lights.
Well, a talented group of ladies you may know about.
Oh, the Texans. Of course.
It is the oldest, most established drill team in the state of Texas.
Can't let them go unnoticed.
I know, yeah.
Just as much work as us.
I got a chance to hang out with them this week, so we do have, that is our focus this week, is a COVER1 preview focusing on the Texans. Very talented group of ladies.
Absolutely.
Man, they're next to the cheerleaders and the band. I mean,
they're right there with them.
Just wrecking it on Friday night. So yeah, I think how much appreciation did you guys have?
Oh, so much.
For everyone there.
For them to travel with us and just be in the spirit, even if it was games like Lamar where we're down 6-0 or we're winning against Del Rio. just to have them there and just very well spirited for us, it's great, man. And I mean, I'm sure they distracted the other team with their prettiness. Very beautiful girls.
Yeah. They're easy on the eyes.
Yeah, very much so. Eye candy.
Yeah. Very much so. Easy on the eyes. The Texans. So we'll be hanging out with them here after a while as we get going on that. Joe, where do we stand? Are we getting going? Anything going with the live feeds?
We're ready. But
ready.
the question is TRAMMELL ready?
Oh, we're ready.
TRAMMELL was born ready.
The first shot at TRAMMELL.
Yeah. Hey, this is our first look at Matt Trammell here. Matt Trammell, say hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Are we ready to get some football going?
Now, if you notice, we did some things with TRAMMELL from last week. We've improved it. We didn't want to look like a bunch of computer geeks.
Yeah, that's right.
So what you're going to see is
computers.
you see TRAMMELL head-on shot, not the side shot with him showing his belly and everything like
Hey,
now.
Showing the
There
cover
you
one
go.
off.
So there,
Anyway,
let's get to some football.
All
you
right.
want to get some football?
Well,
Let's
we do have some highlights there from College Station. Trammell, take us away here,
Wait,
man.
not yet. Oh, there we go. Now you can take us away. TRAMMELL, you go. You got it.
All right,
Go.
so here's the last touchdown to take the lead against Consolidated. Central's ball about the 25-yard line. Malachi Brown takes a snap, and big-time bomb. That's right there to QB1 to QB2. Who's that going to be? Tyler Hill. That's right. Touchdown. Central's actually going to take the lead on this one, 21-19.
Can you roll that back? Because I didn't catch it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the problems was
Tyler
the
did.
cameraman didn't really catch it either.
We have an
The one
Aggie
person that did
cameraman.
catch it was
Tyler Hill, baby.
That's right. So this is the play prior. Rolls out, takes a shot. So they're clearly looking to score here. Same thing to Tyler Hill. But that one he drops off his chest. But makes up for it on the next play here.
What a big
So
time.
this is just a second look at this touchdown here. So Tyler Hill's going to be lined up here at the bottom of your screen. Just going to run a simple fade route. Malachi Brown takes a snap. And just completely burns him on that one. And for a top-ranked defense, I mean, that's great for Central right there.
What? I mean, who ran in the quarter? I don't see.
It was Tyler Hill. Yeah, the camera guy
cameraman.
messed it all up, Joe.
That's a cameraman.
So
right
terrible
there.
camera guy at the COVID game.
Hey, that's fine. Touchdown Central. They're leading this one at halftime, 21-14.
21-19.
19, sorry.
21-19. All right. Hey, Trammell, prepare us up as we come back to the main desk here, joined by Ryan Chadwick. Get us going for a Lakeview highlight. We're going to talk to Chadwick and get us kind of prepared for that here in just a bit. So we'll catch up with Trammell here in a moment. Let's talk to Chadwick and let's get his thoughts on the first half of the Bobcats game. Ryan, how pumped are you to see what the Bobcats are doing right now? This is like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde here.
Honestly, the entire first half was Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? Because the first,
Wait. Hold on a second. Y'all can't be using those terms. Those are offensive to me.
Okay.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so let's just put it this way. For the first 20 minutes of this game or so, it was more of the same for the Central offense.
Okay.
Production was there, but drives would stall. They pushed the ball to midfield, and then they would go nowhere. It was penalties, it was negative plays, and it was just putting the burden on the defense again. You know what I mean? The defense opens up the game with a pick six, first of all. So Central actually took the lead first in this game, first lead of the season. And they were up 7-0, but after that, offensively, they could not get anything going. Like I said, they drive the ball to about midfield, and then negative plays and penalties would just cause the drives to stall. And not only that, but turnover on downs. You know what I mean? So, but with that being said, Central's defense did give up a couple big plays, but they weren't receiving any help, but 5 minutes to go, it was just like a switch was flipped.
Wow. And we saw a big run from Malachi Brown to kind of put them in position there.
So, and that was actually the second touchdown, right? So, 5 minutes left to go. Bobcats get the ball after a A&M consolidated score, and they finally decided to start letting Malachi throw the ball down the field. They'd had some success before running the ball, but he actually started taking some chances down the field, and his receivers came up big, specifically Caden Box. On their first touchdown drive by the offense, Caden Box had 3 big catches that put them in position for Malachi to just run that ball in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Defense came up big on the following possession. Minute 44 left in the game. They got a big stop. I don't know why, but the Tigers went for it on 4th down at midfield. Bobcats stopped them. They still had 40 seconds left to score, and that's the highlight we saw with Malachi running the ball, to the 10. But that touchdown pass right before halftime actually gave the Bobcats the lead, and they get the ball after halftime. So
This
like
it was playing with house money at that point.
exactly. So like that. Allowing Malachi to take those big shots towards the end zone and just letting him gamble a little bit, I think that just shows that any quarterback controversy that there was last week is just in the books,
And Christian and I were talking about that, and a lot of those turnovers, I don't think you can, if you look back at the tape, I know the stat sheet, the box score will say interception, credit Malachi Brown for that. But if you look at the tape, I mean, they really weren't on Malachi. It was a tip ball, and it was more of like a strip at that point. So I think at this point, let's pump the brakes on going to Tyler Hill, and let's keep Malachi in place.
Exactly. And like I said, like the radio guys at Kixie, they basically described it as Malachi Brown of old, like his sophomore year, where he was just running all over the field.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that's not the Malachi Brown.
Yeah.
That's not what necessarily what was just on display.
No,
I don't think that should be the display of that.
To be fair, like I think what they were going for was more of they just let him loose. You know what I mean? They let him play, and so that it seems what was being driving the success behind the offense right now is they're just letting Malachi fling the ball around, letting him run around, and so it's working right now.
Okay, all right. So the Bobcats right now leading 21-19 at the break against a top 5 team in Class 5A Division II, A&M Consolidated. Ryan, what needs to happen for the Bobcats to just really solidify things, or do you think in your mind that they can pull off this upset win?
I think they're more than capable. Their defense was playing well in the first half. Short fields allowed the Tigers to score and score quickly. But overall, the defense is not playing bad. If they can just limit the big plays, their Bobcats are relatively clean on penalties on both sides of the ball. And if the offense just continues to push, keep their foot on the gas, and not let up, they can. Not only can they win this game, but they can win it handedly.
That's a good point, and I think because Christian, we were talking about it in week 1, or it was week 5.
Yeah,
it was week 1 for the Bobcats at that point. With Kevin Crane, the offensive coordinator, he's now in the box, so he's kind of the eye in the sky. Do you think he's maybe, I wouldn't say trusting more, but he's maybe seeing a lot more downfield that Malachi Brown can maybe throw it a little bit further than these dink and dunk kind of passes?
Oh, absolutely. There was definitely, you could see some limitations the first 2 weeks for the Bobcats, obviously. But, him seeing above, and, obviously this is a big game for them. They take this win. This is huge momentum into district. Getting those downfield opportunities would be and has been big for the Cats so far. So, and, I think the receivers are stepping up because, that's a spot for them. And, they really have to step up in order to keep that spot for the rest of the year because, it's up for grabs always.
Definitely.
Brent Davis will tell you that too.
Some wideouts to look out for tonight. Seth Levesque and, of course, Tyler Hill, the QB2, the backup quarterback. I do like Seth Levesque. He did fumble last week. That was one of those turnovers. But, man, this guy's got some crazy hops.
He does.
He's a long jumper?
Long jumper, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Ryan, we will look forward to seeing you at the end of this one. We are crossing our fingers that the Bobcats can pull this one through. Right now they're leading 21-19 at the break. Joe Hyde, hey, do you think maybe we can cruise back over to the live desk with Matt Trammell and get some things going with a Lakeview highlight, if you will?
All right, we're back. We're actually here in Hereford, Texas. Taking on the Hereford Whiteface is taking on the Lakeview Chiefs. Right here, this is kind of at the beginning of the game. This is going to be Lakeview's first and only touchdown. Albert Rodriguez, Tyler Bandy, go up and get you one. That's right. Got that one. That's going to be Lakeview's only touchdown in this one. But moving on later.
Good thing we could see it.
Wouldn't see it? Do we see it?
We saw it.
Okay. And then moving on later, we got a Hereford coming down here. At this point, the score is 20-7. And this one right here is going to be a quarterback keeper. Quarterback. The screen right here to set it up. He's going to break this one all the way down to about the 12-yard line. And then the next play, they're going to come back and with the quarterback keeper. He goes and touchdown. That's going to take it into halftime with this one. Hereford's going to be up 27-7 against the Chiefs.
All right. Matt Trammell, do you think there's some legitimate fight left in the Chiefs to perhaps maybe get something going in the second half?
Maybe, you never know, but this Hereford team is looking pretty good and looking pretty dominant. So, you can never count the Chiefs out, I guess, but this may just be a loss this week and moving on to next week.
All right. Okay, so the Chiefs down at the half. Matt Trammell is checking everything out. He's Matt. What are you watching? 5 or 6, 7, 10 games?
I got 7 on right now. Hey, and I'm ready for another one.
Yeah, Trammell is like the Texas high school football version of the Red Zone. If you watch Barstool Sports on Sundays, these guys, all they do, they get paid to just watch football. There's one camera. It's on an entire room, these guys are just chilling. It's sponsored for them to just watch football. That's Matt Trammell's job right now.
Hey, I'm in.
That's the
If A&B is distributing, Bud Light, anybody want to just go ahead and get a sponsorship on the live vest?
We're a PG rated.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
This is Texas high school football. That's right.
Hey, by the way, coming
Capri
up,
Sun.
The Capri
yeah,
Sun.
Capri Sun. Yes. Thank you, Joe Hyde. Hey, coming up tonight, we will be joined by Mr. Ryan Newlin himself. Ryan, you are a former Bobcat. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I went to Central.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Sick 'em.
Yeah, he's a member. Former Central Bobcat. He's a Texas high school football enthusiast. So we will be chatting with him tonight. If you know Ryan, you know real estate, you know homes here in town and in West Texas. So we'll be having him on the program here after a while.
Lake.
What's that?
Lake.
Lake.
He knows the lake.
Lake. Yes.
The view? Are we just one word in this now?
Okay, so we got the lake over here, and then we got the view. Hey, these are different kind of programs here right now. We're on COVER1 Live. But yeah, Ryan Newlin will be joining us later this evening. Good stuff coming up from him. Joe, does Matt Trammell, does he have anything else?
I got one more.
Okay. What game are you watching there, Trammell?
I'm in El Dorado right now.
Okay, hey, give us.
Look at that. It's green in El Dorado.
That's
Look at that
right.
green screen behind him.
That's right.
In El Dorado.
All right, well let's flip over to that El Dorado game and let's get Trammell going.
By the way, it's brought to you by Eggemeyer's.
Yes,
Store.
all of our
yes.
highlights right now and live look-ins are presented by Eggemeyer's General Store.
It's so dark, Trammell. Is it really dark? That dark in El Dorado?
It's that dark in El Dorado right here. And it's also raining in El Dorado.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's right. As Corbin Covarrubias makes one miss and dropping dimes, reaching over, and that's a touchdown for the Eagles. Look at that.
I can't even see it. So dark.
Hey, we're making it rain here. That's going to make it 14-0.
Now, I don't see anyone getting wet.
No,
Hey,
it was
the quarterback's making it
perfect.
rain, Joe.
Oh.
now
there
that
we
Joe
go.
Hyde is officially caught up.
Well, no, but the problem is, like earlier this week, I learned that hurricanes have gotten wetter.
They have.
So I'm
More
just wondering
water.
if that was part of the deal.
Here's the real question, Joe. Is water wet?
Oh.
Who knows?
All right, Joe. Hey, we also have a look at some of our best of that's locked in the queue that we were talking about earlier this evening. This is highlighting some of the kids from the Thursday night lights, whether it be JV, middle school. Joe, whenever you're ready, we can go to that. Dylan Ford from Sonora's Bronco Nation. Got to show the middle school kids some love, too. Watch Dylan take it off the hop, and just like that, he's 88 out the gate. 75-yard touchdown for a kick return. This kid also an amazing golfer, believe it or not. I know for a fact we'll be calling his name on Friday nights in years to come. All right, how about the kids in Angry Orange? The San Angelo Central JV Orange team hanging out with Midland Lee on Thursday night. If you want to talk about a kid doing work, yeah, a future kid on the Thursday Night Lights, Adam Robles there for an 8-yard touchdown. Then watch my man just let it rip there. By the way, he can't pass. The Bobcats going okie doke for the touchdown. One last look at that. The Bobcats would get the win, 28-24. Adam Robles, my man. I know we're talking Thursday Night Lights, but I think we'll see him on Friday nights in years to come. All right, Thursday Night Lights. I know this is Thursday Night Lights, but how about a game from last week? This kid, Albert Rodriguez, just call him Flip, the QB1, because that's what he does to Austin Bandy for the Chiefs touchdown. As the kids from the north side throttle Fabens 49-20. Look at the flip on that.
Little Mahomes action right there.
I know. I love Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, maybe we'll see some Lakeview magic. That was Albert Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Hey, did you notice something on this, Trammell?
What's that?
Whenever Manny plays his videos, he comes back and does the slow-mo and has the right angle.
Hey, I'm not the cameraman over here. I'm not the cameraman. I'm just bringing in the feeds.
In defense of Matt Trammell, he's pretty much at the controls of whoever is doing.
I know, bureaucrats.
Oh my gosh! Here we go. Hey Joe, let's. How about we play a little stock up, stock down before we get into a live look at the Central Bobcats game.
Man, you're making me work too hard tonight.
I am making you work hard because we're a little delayed on the show tonight, so we're gonna make you work a little hard tonight. Hey, this is our new segment called Stock Up, Stock Down. Up. Give us the reasons why. 30 seconds, go.
All right, well, it may not look like this tonight because the Lakeview Chiefs are losing so bad, but that does not mean that the Lakeview Chiefs are out. The Chiefs have been on a roll as of, well, before tonight. I mean, most years they're going to win 1, 2, 3 games the whole year, but now, look, they're already piling up wins early in the year. Then you look across, you look at Odessa Permian, you're looking at a team that is undefeated, a team that is blowing teams completely out of the water. They're going to play at Amarillo Tascosa tonight, and we're going to see exactly how good they are, but it's not going to be somebody that's just going to be easy to beat in the Little Southwest Conference.
All right. Christian, your stock up picks.
I got Mason. Started off a little rough, but they're looking good these last week. Last week they took a dub. This week they're
53-0.
53-0, so it's looking pretty sharp for me. This is the start district for them, and I think they have the ability to win out and hopefully keep my stock up.
Yeah, and of course you have also Sterling City.
And Sterling City, of course. Sterling City, obviously, looking very good. Ranked number 2 in the state, I believe.
Yeah, they are
undefeated.
Who's underneath the live COVER1 logo?
Yeah, Joe, if you want.
I think it's Midland Lee.
Yeah, Midland Lee, the Rebels.
The Rebels.
Right now, I believe last we checked, they were actually beating Belton in that one.
Yes, so all three are looking good for me so far.
The last guys for you two. Next time we'll do it better.
Okay.
We're covered up by the COVER1 logo.
All right, so now my picks, Erie County, Christoval, and Midland Lee. I love Erie County right now, although last we checked on them, they were down 14-8. These guys, a very good football team. Christoval, my hometown Cougs, getting it cranked up tonight in district. Permian, Mojo, they have those guys tonight. All right, Joe. Hey, we have, of course, what is up, stock up. There is also some teams that we feel that maybe the stock isn't quite up to par.
Yeah.
In our stock down, we'll get to that here in just a bit. But there's plenty of good football around here.
It was tough to
yeah,
pick them,
these are some tough picks, and I'm assuming some of these teams we may see in the stock up category after a while. Joe, whenever you're ready to roll that one there. First and foremost, let's get it cranked up with Trammell. The Wallhawks, you feel that are
I know. I might be getting a lot of heat from this one by a lot of the San Angelo Live fans out there, but hey, The Wall Hawks are looking.
You just don't want to get beat up by Wall fans.
Look, man, as much as I love watching
fear the
Wall,
Wall
I've
fans.
been following Wall for the past 3 years, and in my opinion, this might be one of the weaker years that they've had.
Oh wait, you want to get beat up by the
Wall
Wall fans?
yeah.
I forgot this is stock down.
That's
Yeah,
right. You
stock
got a
down.
quarterback that's running both quarterback and middle linebacker. Already been banged up early in the season. Good defense, easy district. Once they get second round, are they going to be able to beat a team that can throw the ball? So far, the Christian schools have been throwing it on them, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Christian, your stock down.
Well,
pick.
wait, explain the Christian schools thing, man.
Well, hold on. Let's because we're on a
Okay.
time limit here with
Oh,
Christian.
gotcha.
I got Brownwood as my
Christian.
stock down. Obviously coming off a tough loss in the Wood last week against Stephenville, I believe, and then playing a tough Waco La Vega to start their district this week. I believe they're ranked top 5 or top
Well,
10.
actually, that game canceled this week. Wasn't that right, Trammell, that
What's
we saw?
that?
Brownwood, Waco La Vega.
Brownwood is canceled for the next 2 weeks
Yeah.
due to COVID.
Brownwood got the COVID.
I might have to change my team then. If that's
Yeah.
the case.
So right now, I mean, COVID is now.
Yeah.
So
They're
with all
winning.
that-
COVID's winning.
COVID's
yeah.
winning.
All right. So there's Christian's pick. My pick. I may have to eat this one.
Oh, man.
At the end of the night, I'm hoping I do eat this pick. It's a snake. I picked right now. Stock down with
You're
the Central
never going to get
Bobcats.
another interview.
I may not, but
Brent
maybe
Davis
this
is coming after
This
you.
is the fire that gets lit under the Bobcats. But yeah, right now 0-2 on the season. The last 2 weeks have not been pleasant for the Angry Orange. This week putting on a very good show. So we shall see what happens with the Bobcats. I'm hoping that is put into another category next week. All right, Joe, we do have one more. If you want to come back to us, it is our not ready to quite sell category.
Not
This-
ready to sell.
Yes, not ready to sell. We've seen stock up, stock
Are
down.
these like houses? What is this?
We'll get into that. In fact, we may ask Ryan Newlin what he thinks about some of these as well.
It's not ready to sell houses.
He's not ready to sell. So this is our not ready to sell Cover One Live. Live.com. Matt Trammell, you are not ready to sell the Abilene High Eagles.
Well, that's right. So when you talk about the Central Bobcats, and you talk about this new Little Southwest Conference, a lot of the experts out there immediately wrote Abilene High Eagles at the very bottom of their list. The only reason I'm not ready to sell them yet is I'm not ready to sell them as a dumper house. I'm ready to sell them as
What's
a
a dumper
mediocre house that is going to be tough for any team to go in there and beat.
Well, we'll ask Ryan Newlin what that exactly is here in just a moment.
A dumper house.
A dumper house.
Is that like a, I don't know, trap house?
Yeah, that
okay.
would be like a trap
Okay,
house.
all right. Christian, you're not ready to sell pick here.
My Central Bobcats, I'm not quite ready to sell. And looking from what I'm seeing right now, I'm hoping they move into
He's
the
trying to redeem
stock
you.
up,
Yeah.
the stock up category. So we'll just see after tonight, and going into district next week as well.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
A win against a top 5 team in the state of Texas may not be
That's
such
big-
a bad thing.
it's big time.
Heading in the Little Southwest Conference play. It'll be the home opener, one of just 3 games for the Central Bobcats here in San Angelo. And of course, my not ready to sell pick, the El Dorado Eagles. These guys have played some very good football teams. Haven't quite hit the dub column too many times this season. But hey, they're starting the district season tonight. I have a lot of respect for John Long and what he's doing out there in Schleicher County. I think he's got some potential to right the ship, but not when they play my hometown Cristobal Cougars. That is coming up in the next few weeks. Go Cougs all the time. Go Cougs. You'll see it on the laptop right here with the double C. So yeah, that is stock up, stock down. Not ready to sell here on Cover One Live. And right now, hey Joe, let's go back to Trammell. He is watching the Central Bobcats down in College Station. Trammell, what are you seeing right now?
Well, I'm seeing an offense that's moving the ball. They're running the ball with Malachi. They're also running it with their running backs, and then they're also not afraid to throw it out. Right here, you'll see a prime example of what I'm talking about. That they're not exactly scared to throw this ball against just a good consolidated defense. Oh, here's the Malachi Brown run that actually was stopped the play before I saw. So that is a trend that you don't really want to have for the Bobcats is Malachi being able to run the ball and not being able to run the ball, right? One of the things that Central wants to do is they want to keep him running downfield, downhill. That way you're not getting yourself in bad situations later on, later downs. So right here, the very next play, it's 2nd and about 13. They're going to be 2 out wide left, 1 at the top, guy out in the flex, takes the snap, and just runs a simple cross route right here, and just a little underthrown. That's going to bring it 3rd down and 13 for the Bobcats. Down in their own, I think they're in their own territory.
For San Angelo Central to come off 2 losses like they had the last 2 weeks and play a team like A&M Consolidated this well, I mean, hell, 21-19. I mean, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah,
That's some good coaching.
Yeah, you can
And halfway across the state.
Yeah, you can certainly chalk up coaching to this one.
Well, at some point, if your morale's down, you're on a losing streak. It's kind of when you're going to go play a number 5 team in the state. That's not something you want to wake up for,
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's good that they're actually doing this. Takes another pass, and that one's incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 13-14 for the Bobcats at about the midfield there.
Wow. All right. So the Bobcats still leading. It is the early moments of the 3rd quarter. That was their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yes, that was the opening drive of the half there. They ended up getting 2 or 3 first downs in it, so at least they drove the ball a little bit, took some time off the clock, and looks like they're going to be punting it here.
All righty. All right, very good. Thank you, Matt Trammell. They're at the Trammell Live Desk right now, joined by Mr. Ryan Newlin, the owner operator of Newlin.
Broker owner.
Yeah, you wear a lot of different hats in the real estate game, don't you?
No, not really. I own the company, and I have there's agents that work, and I help them out.
Okay,
that's what we do.
All right. Well, Ryan Newlin, Newlin and Newlin Real Estate Company. You can check them out here in San Angelo. Always a good guy to talk to. You're a former Central Bobcat. You're a Central grad, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Graduated in '97.
97.
Shout
so that's
out.
a few years before us here.
Yeah.
But certainly before him.
Yeah, definitely. This is like the best seat in the house, though. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to watch this game tonight.
Yeah.
And here we go.
There you
So
go, right
you're
here.
watching Central. You get to watch what's actually going on in programming right here. Any folks that you told about? Did you tell anybody you were?
I told like just a couple of people. Like, I knew they were going to be out of town or out of cell service, and I told them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we won't hold that one against you too much there, Newlin. So, is there? I know as a Central grad, do you get a chance to watch many Central games? Do you check?
I do. I've got 2 kids. Elementary age. One's now at Lee, and so we've enjoyed going to the games for years. The kids are down there on the rails right there at the bottom. They love it. It's not as good for the adults. We're sitting like row 2, trying to see over the team. So, no, we go, and sad we hadn't been able to go this year, but the team has been so good.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with
Breaking.
Central, but not being that good.
Yeah. Now they
And
kind of.
it's just totally different. They went on a really many-year run.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a breaking play, some breaking news, if you will. The Central Bobcats just got on the scoreboard. Let's run this back to Trammell at the Trammell Live Desk. Joe Hyde.
Running down, Trammell.
Trammell, take us away.
All right, we got a good one here. It's 3rd down. Oh, wait, let me go up. We actually went backed up a little too far. Oh, no, let's pause it. I backed up too far. Sorry, guys. Here we go. 3rd down and about 15. Consolidated's ball. They just got it off a punt. They got a holding call on 1st down that set them back 10 yards. They were their 1st and 20. 2nd down, they threw an incomplete pass. 3rd down, we're here 3rd and 15. And remember, this is a top 5 consolidated team in the state right now. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Quarterback takes the snap off the edge with a big run, and that's a fumble. That's a catch. He's running, going.
Bingo.
Does he have some blocks? And doesn't need them anyways. That's a touchdown for the Central Bobcats. That's going to make it 28-19 if they get the extra point.
Yeah, extra
And
point
they did.
was indeed good. So yes, the Bobcats leading A&M Consolidated right now. Trammell, how pumped are you to see this game right
Man,
now?
I mean, I wasn't trying to interrupt Ryan over there, but man, I was losing it over here. That's a heck of a play right there for the Bobcat defense. And I mean, with a top 5 team, you would assume that that's a top 5 offensive line right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're making plays like that early, man, that's big time.
Yeah.
It actually looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Oh, nope.
No, they
Nope.
kicked
Looks
it.
like
They
they're
kicked
going
it.
for field goal.
Just the extra point. So yeah.
Just kidding. 28-19 Bobcats.
Yeah, so we're seeing Christian this week. We're seeing some defense this week. We haven't really seen. I mean, because defense has just been kind of somewhat defeated in the last few weeks. They gave up 35 points, and then it was over 60 points in week 1 for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in their defense, they did only give up 7 last week in the last half. So I think going off of that kind of maybe boosted their momentum, confidence in a way, and we're seeing. Obviously, great defense. 2 defensive touchdowns
That's huge.
this game, and that takes a lot of pressure off Malachi's shoulders.
But practice had to be pretty intense this week.
Oh, for most definitely.
Like-
They heard it. They heard it all week.
Yeah, Coach Davis told us in the press conference on Monday that they put once they watch the game tape, they just put it away. But Christian, how much are there reminders throughout the week of what happened?
Oh yeah, like we said, like our friend Ryan Chadwick told us. Chadwick, right?
Yeah.
Yes. About the receivers not holding on to the ball. Like I said, they're definitely every day at practice they're hitting the hell out of that ball. The coaches are. They're letting them know like hold on to it. This is a top 5 team, top 5 defense. They're going to be trying to strip it, especially after the film they saw last week. So.
Ryan, how surprised? I mean, I imagine you've seen maybe a few things of what Central has been going through. They haven't really been able to get in the win column this season so far, 0-2. How surprised are you to see them respond this way tonight?
Well, I think if you'd have seen this game at home, it'd have been one thing. But to see it, I don't know how long it takes those buses to get to College Station. It's got to be 7 hours. So 7 hours away, it's surprising that you get there and get everything back to what you think you want to do, and they're executing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we do have a game break to check in with Matt Trammell at the Trammell Live Desk, Joe. We did see A&M Consolidated get on the scoreboard there.
Trammell's face.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He has no clue.
Maybe news.
Trammell wants to know what's going on.
I was not aware. I'm losing it on the live desk here, guys. What's going on?
Yeah, it's
Central's got our emotions going up
we
and down
have,
over here.
We have,
Oh my Lord,
we have
have
Christian
mercy.
checking in on things on here. So
Here we go. We can come to it. I got it going.
yeah,
Full
hit us,
screen. Full screen,
there,
Trammell.
Trammell.
Ready? All right, quarterback takes the snap, looks right, takes the throw, and actually that one looks like it's incomplete. That was good defense right there by
That
the
was good
secondary.
defense.
Yeah, that was,
Should we praise the secondary quite yet?
Oh!
Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and move on to the next play. It's 2nd and 10. The ball's on the 46-yard line. Consolidated the Tigers. It looks like we might have a play here. So we got one receiver on both sides. Actually, we got 2 out to the right, 1 up top. Like a fullback maybe down here in the flex. Takes the snap. Handoff. And oh my goodness. Breaks it big time. 2 missed tackles. 1 by a linebacker, 1 by a cornerback. That is going to even it up a little bit right there. It's going to make it, what is that going to be?
26-28.
26 to 28.
All right, so that's courtesy of the Matt Trammell Live Desk. It's a highlight presented by Live Look-In, presented by Eggemeyer's General Store, the best little general store in San Angelo and West Texas. So right when we were kind of praising the Bobcats, we were tooting their horn a little bit.
We jinxed them.
They give one up on defense, and it's now a 2-point ball game. Christian, what did you see on that play that kind of led to that score for A&M Consolidated?
Just them bounce to the outside, a couple missed tackles, as Trammell said, that you just can't afford to have. We definitely need to see a great drive from Malachi Brown in the offense for this one to, potentially be a shootout. Who knows? Hopefully defense can step up. We'll see.
Now, not since you probably have to go to the Maverick McIver era to really find, or maybe perhaps the Maverick McIver era, or maybe even further than that,
to really kind of find a solidified shootout in which the Bobcats have won. I mean, you guys were in some really good ball games last season. Certainly, Cedar Park, y'all were in that one, but couldn't really close it out. Is it how tough is it to close out ball games like this? I mean, Malachi hasn't really been able to do that in his tenure.
No, yeah, it's tough for any quarterback, for that matter, any team, for the offense to just keep going and keep going, especially, you know, just pulling out new plays. Coach Crane having to pull out new plays that the defense hasn't already seen this game. You know, it's real tough to just keep scoring, especially if the defense is giving up points every drive. So I'm hoping it's not going to be that way. I'm hoping it'll be a defensive game. Our defense shows out. It looks like Malachi goes down for about a 8-yard loss, sack.
Yeah, that offensive line's got to hold up right there.
Yeah,
on that
that's
boot.
for sure. All right, score update right now from Lakeview Stadium with the Wallhawks and the San Angelo TLCA Eagles. All Hawks right now from the north side of San Angelo, 37-0, as this is the district opener for both teams. And down in Christoval, my old stomping grounds, the Cougars opening district play tonight against Rock Springs. And right now they are up 19-14. We have boots on the ground for that game. We will also show you Erie County, Water Valley. Joe, whenever you're ready, we do have a highlight from Erie County and Water Valley from Mertzen.
Oh, they're saying incomplete.
In that one, so we'll show you that one in just a bit.
We had a
Wait. We can't have you like the show host talking about things we don't see.
I know. I'm trying to.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Well,
we just saw a Malachi Brown throw. If you can get to it.
Well, no. I was saying we'll have it in a bit. We'll get to that highlight in a bit. Joe Hyde trying to play a host here as well.
Updated host.
Updated host. Okay, so
I'm the advocate of the audience.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll have that highlight to get to in just a bit. The Bobcats right now, is the offense back on the sideline?
Offense is on the sideline.
Okay, so we'll keep you updated in that one. I know, Trammell, you're looking at some other games. Is there anything else that you kind of have your eye on right now?
We don't have any scores as of now. A lot of these schools are still at halftime. Lakeview right now is down 27-7. It looks like Hereford is actually about to score. They're on their 14-yard line.
Okay.
What's Permian? Do you know Permian's score?
No, the Permian live stream is just a radio stream.
Okay. Well,
we can go through scores. I mean, I'm all about it.
Well, we're efforting scores tonight on a few different levels with that. Joe, what do we have to look out for? Are we looking at scores, or what are we looking to go to here?
We have scores.
Scores, okay.
I just want to try this out. Just try this out, Manny.
Okay, all right.
Because we have a new website.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard.
New website.
If you haven't checked, go on SanAngeloLive.com and you'll check out the new and improved SanAngeloLive.com. So there we are. In fact, you can catch our live stream.
Look at that. You can watch y'all live on our website.
All right, so
That's sick.
We got scores on there right now. Joe, you want to actually right now we can.
Man, you can't see them on the big screen, can you?
I can rattle them.
Gorman and Trammell, why don't
I
you
can
just
rattle
rattle
them.
those
I
off?
got them right pulled up right here. We ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get it going. First off, we got May Gorman. May's up 49-0 in that one. That's a 6-man game. That one might be over. Richland Springs Rochelle. Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 47-0. That one's probably over. Sterling City 62 Bront. Oh, bad night for the Steers. Nothing. That one's over. We got Abernathy versus Reagan County going up there and beating the heck out of the Eagles 26-2. We got Lampasas 42, Taylor nothing, Wink 30, Seagraves 6. Oh, and down there at the Puncher Dome, Mason's up 46-0. Down in Hereford, Lakeview's trailing 7-27. Colorado City, Forsand's up 30-6 on that one. Hawley 36, Haskell 7. Sanderson's up against Rotan in a good one, 22-18. Cherokee 41, Mullen nothing. Highland Westbrook, that's a close one too, 8-6. Not sure if that one's updated all the way, but if it is, man, we got a close one. Rockwall South Lake Carroll 44-42. Rockwell took that one. Erie County down 36-16 against Water Valley. Hermele 32, Aspermont 14. Caprock 40, Dumas 14.
Alrighty. Joe, where are you at? We're going Trammell. We're going us. Well, we going to stick on the scoreboard.
We go back to scoreboard.
I think he's just playing around.
All right. Manny Diaz's own alma mater down 14-13 against Rock Springs. Odessa beating the dog out of Coronado, 49-0. That one was last night, if I believe. Menard Junction 33, Menard nothing. Anson Stanford's taking that one, but barely, 16-14. Ira Roby 24-6. Ira's up. El Dorado, they're up big against Miles, 28-0 in that district opener. Baird Santa Ana, Baird's up 46-8. Albany Skunk and Heiko 42-0. Rawls Hamlin's got that one up 21-8. Monahans and Snyder, the Tigers take that one 27-7. Cross Plains 20, Santo 14, and the score out there in Sonora, they're down 12.
Wait, we have a mystery team.
Yeah, the mystery team. No, I believe Sonora plays. I have the list. Anyways, let's keep them running. Post 30, Sundown 6. Goldthwaite's losing to San Saba 56-6. Lubbock Estacado Seminole, that's a West Texas battle, and it's a tied one, 21-21. Eden beating Very Best 31-0. Sweetwater Greenwood I believe that one's going to be in Sweetwater, 7-6. Friendship losing big time to Lubbock Cooper. We'll have updates on that one on the live desk later. Lubbock Cooper up 20-7. A&M Consolidated. That score is actually 32-28 after a touchdown just now by A&M Consolidated. Ozona 21, Center Point nothing. Refugio 3 Rivers. Refugio 35, 3 Rivers 7. Cisco and Winter. Cisco is just heating up the Blizzards, 14-7.
Alrighty, man. Matt Trammell just getting live.
Does he have any breath left?
Yeah, take a breath.
Yeah, he's a going in there. So, an updated score from College Station with the Central Bobcats and A&M Consolidated. 34-28. Consolidated just took the lead. Did that look like a QB sneak there?
It looked like, yes.
He's gotta
A
pull
QB
it up
sneak, he reversed field. Go ahead, Trimble. Take us away.
Well,
Or-
not quite
Give me
yet.
exactly what it
We'll
is.
get to that here in a bit. We'll once our director gets back in there. All right, Ryan. This back and forth. Do you think Central's maybe gotten enough to pull off this win here?
Well, I don't know. They're sitting at 6 or 7 minutes before they've had a positive play, and it's gonna be tough. But looks like we got an injured player, but Coach Davis has got to get him over there and rally the troops.
Yeah, they certainly need that as we kind of move forward there. These guys, we can't really afford injuries, but really can't really afford penalties or anything like that. So the Bobcats, still in it. It's the night's still young for them. They're in about what are we at? Halfway point through the third quarter there. So Joe and hey, we also have highlights from Bellini with the Erie County Hornets and Water Valley Wildcats. That is actually in your Sling studio, Joe. So we'll get some highlights from that one, and we also have highlights that will be we're efforting tonight with Wall and San Angelo TLCA that we'll get to after a while as well. So, Ryan, so more or less, who are you guys? Who was San Angelo Central playing in your days there when you were in high school?
We were. I think it's all come back around. We were Little Southwest Conference,
Okay.
and then we played. It seemed like we played Temple every year. We played Killeen.
We played Killeen.
It seemed like we were always playing those teams. So, like those were the non-district games, and then we'd run through the district. It was tough goes every year. I think I found it last night. It is tough to find late '90s Central schedules.
Yeah.
But I found them in '96, my junior year. I think we had 3 wins, and in '97 we had 4.
Oh man, it was.
Yeah,
It was
it's
tough.
tough sledding. But those were good teams. It was when I was at Glenn. I remember the vivid us playing against Dominic Rhodes at Abilene Cooper.
Oh yeah.
And so those are we're playing against, like, Cedric Benson he was a year or two younger than I was, but he was there, and Dominic Rhodes, and so who's the Roy Williams?
Roy Williams, yeah.
Roy Williams, like, there's NFL guys all over the district.
Now there was Shea Marin's, the Central Bobcats QB1. Where did he kind of fall in the fold and all that?
He was earlier, but it was like when I was in junior high, when you were kind of first getting into going to the football games, and so it was I remember they went deep in the playoffs that year. I believe they lost to Euless Trinity.
Yeah. That was a game that I think there was.
The stadium was packed. Like, they brought in extra stands. So, as a 12-year-old kid, it's like something to. You thought this is going to be this every year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. So.
It wasn't. Yeah. Certainly when you get to playing the Cedric Bensons and the Roy Williams of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough to go against those.
Permian's coach, I think he came in. I think after we left, I think Dan Gandy, he was here forever for 12 years. Mm-hmm. He left when we graduated, and Gary Gaines came in and took over after that.
Wow. Now, for Gary Gaines, I mean, everybody thought, because he made his kind of carousel around West Texas. He went from Permian to Abilene High. He had a stint
he was at Abilene Christian.
Yeah, he was at ACU.
Yeah.
A very, very small stint. And then down in the twilight of his career, he was, during that time, made his way to San Angelo Central. Eventually made his way back to Permian. But at that point, I mean, that's, when you don't have the Booby Miles or the Mike Winchells or, the Chavos. Or
everybody was paying their players by then. So.
Yeah. Permian's pay for play at that point. Yeah, you got to wonder what was going on there in Mojo Land. But tell me about the rivalries there. I mean, was that Permian Central or the Permian Lee? Was that the Central Lee?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was. I think I have to guess that Permian Midland Lee rivalry was the biggest. That had to be. Like Central, I think they just both kind of hoped they got past us and looked at us as a W every year. But we played them good. Like, I know, we pretty sure we beat them in '97. So but again, who was it? I met a guy in college. He was the kicker for Permian in like '95, '96, and that was one of the years they missed a field goal in the sleet to get knocked out of the playoffs. He had to move out of Odessa. He had to literally move to San Angelo and go to ASU.
That's brutal.
Because it was so ugly. He's a super good guy. Obviously didn't mean to miss the kick, but he got ran out of town.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So right now, if you're just barely joining us, the Central Bobcats down 34-28 to A&M Consolidated. It's a very looks like the Bobcats are driving right now. Are they in consolidated?
They are in consolidated territory.
Yeah, so
barely.
They're
just past the 50.
Just past the 50-yard line. Malachi Brown, an incomplete pass just now. So we'll look to get back to that. Now, a guy that you mentioned just a few moments ago, Dominique Rhodes. That's a guy that maybe you folks, in your time, I know him because I was a member of the media in Abilene for a number of years, so I always remember hearing that name. Yeah. That year that they went to the state championship in the mid-'90s, it was against Drew Brees and the Austin Westlake Chaparrals, and Dominique Rhodes. It's easy for him to get lost in the shuffle there with Cedric Benson and some of those other cats, but he was just as dominating.
I think
as most of those.
He was dominating. I think he might have had the most steady NFL career of any of those guys. Yeah. Like, he played a long time, and he played for a couple different teams, but he was productive.
Yeah, very, very good. He made a lot of money, certainly, after his first few years with the Colts. Made his way with the Oakland Raiders. Signed a big check with them. Yeah. But then kind of just bounced around after that. But Dominique Rhodes, that's a cat that I think people kind of forget about from time to time. Wow, so we're seeing right now Malachi Brown.
Touchdown.
Looking like a touchdown run.
The QB1 keeper there. We'll get to that highlight. Wow. So the Bobcats showing plenty of life tonight. The opposite of what we saw all of last week
at this point, the Bobcats were just completely down and out. Matt Trammell, you're gearing up for this highlight here that you're going to show us. Prepare us for what we're about to see here.
All right, so before this, we had the last drive by Consolidated, and we had a quarterback actual run touchdown for about maybe 30 or 40 yards. Well, Central gets the ball, drives down the field, makes some big passes, and then this happens. So it's 1st and 10 from their 24.5-yard line.
The Consolidated 24.
Yeah, in consolidated zone right there. Malachi Brown takes the snap, and looks like just to be a simple QB draw. Got some blockers in front of him, down the right, makes one miss, and touchdown Central. That's right, we got a Bobcat touchdown. It's actually going to tie it up, and if they make the extra point, that's going to give them a 1-point lead. Back to you guys at the studio.
All right, so 35-34 right now. The Bobcats retake the lead.
Yeah.
Man, rolling sevens tonight, as Matt Trammell would say.
Roll them sevens. Gotta keep them rolling.
Rolling sevens, very much indeed. Man, a very exciting ball game going on down there in College Station. The Bobcats not ready to say, hey, we're going to go 0-3.
Nope, not at all.
They're fighting for this win. I think this is the fight we've been all waiting for this entire season. We thought we might have saw that we could see something like this in week 5 against Clean Shoemaker. But man, Clean Shoemaker, those guys that's a track team in pads.
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah.
These are the games you love to see, though. All these lead changes going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's making me, getting me a little anxious because it's the Bobcats, but very entertaining to watch, to say the least.
They're holding their own, nonetheless.
Yes.
All right. Joe, we do have see you're preparing Water Valley and Erie County for us. So whenever you're ready to roll the tape there. With the rock here, Weiss, taking matters into his own hands for the touchdown. There's 7-0. Then again, coming around the corner, right in your wheelhouse, and that is 14-0 Wildcats, leading the kids from Erie County. But Grider's saying, hey, not so fast. In for the touchdown to make it 14-8 Water Valley. We will keep you updated in that one. Thank you to James Bellini for hooking us up with that. Man, some exciting ball games going on around the state of Texas, and certainly our teams. Ryan, you have real estate. You have a lot of different, a lot of areas of West Texas that you cover. Do you follow maybe some of the other local programs?
I like to. I was actually talking to Joe about that today. That I need one simple spot I can just look and see it. And that's what I did, like growing up, and just look at the box scores.
StAngeloLive.com/scores.
These days I'm like
promoting the scores page today.
With
the
family
Deersky
and work,
scores page.
Like I'm consumed completely. Like I love to read a good story. I check out some of the stories, the COVER1 videos. Who was it? Did Ryan write an article?
Yep.
Not last week. So I like to do that, but it's hard to just keep up. Like like life is so fast these days.
Yeah, no doubt. So
And we got you covered.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, thanks for making StAngelo Live and COVER1 your portal for high school football coverage there. Joe, I do see that Blinka has sent us a highlight from Lakeview Stadium, not involving the Lakeview Chiefs, but the Wallhawks and the StAngelo TLCA Eagles. That should be there. We'll get to that. We'll effort that here in the next few moments. That looks like what you're about to download is perhaps Lakeview in Brownfield.
I do run into Coach Otho often though.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know him personally, so
Coach O.
give him a hard time.
Yeah, Coach Otho.
About everything.
Yeah, he's a guy that's certainly turning things around and doing some really good stuff down there in the south end of Tom Green County. In my day in Cristobal, man, we couldn't get a playoff win.
Yeah.
It was tough. They're talking the early 2000s. We'd always run into the buzzsaw that was the Roscoe Plowboys, and they beat up on us year after year.
Yeah.
And now these kids, they get playoff wins like it's nothing. I shouldn't say that. They work hard. They work extremely hard for them. It's a lot of hard work in the making. But man, they sure do make it look easy.
and how they do it now, we could have used some of that back in the day.
Cristoval's just growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's, those subdivisions keep popping up out there. They're just getting more and more kids.
It's amazing to see how much people are moving out there and building out there. Right now they're a Class 2A. I always, and you can because in real estate you guys deal a lot with the school districts and where people are going to live. Right now they're a Class 2A Division 2, so it's small school Division 2. But I think in the next few realignments,
I don't know what that cutoff is, but it's going to be I know that it's tough. Like I hear stories of it's tougher to transfer there than it used to be.
Right.
So they're paying attention.
Yeah.
I know Wall's done that for years, and so they're paying attention to where they're at, and if they're going to jump a class. Or
not. I'm not sure if Wall wants to get any bigger in classification, because that means that talent level that they'll face gets even more difficult, and we're seeing that with Abilene Wiley, because they in the south end of Abilene there. And now they're in Class 5A Division 2, and it's a whole different level of competition.
They're holding their own.
They're trying. They're trying, but man.
And when you get more population, you get the bigger pool of kids to choose from. But at the same time, if you jump too fast, it's tough.
It'll come back to bite you. So we were still efforting highlights from Lakeview Stadium with Wall and TLCA.
I got a Contra Valley score.
Let's see.
No.
I got a Contra Valley score.
I got the Blinka stuff.
No, that is Lakeview and Brownfield from a few weeks ago. He'll need to send us the correct link. That is not the correct video, but we can go back to Trammell in the meantime, and Trammell can get us filled in on what else is going on.
All right.
You're on cameras. Don't slouch.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was on camera yet. Okay, here we go. We're at El Dorado. El Dorado is up 28-0, but hey, Miles looks like they can maybe come back. Who knows? They got on the board here. This is going to be a quarterback takes a snap, rolls out right, finds the man deep in wide open coverage, busted in the back, and that's going to bring it 28-7. Miles Bulldogs finally on the board here in the third quarter.
Wow. Man, so some life from the kids from Reynolds County.
That's right. I mean, hey, at least they're putting up a fight now.
Yeah, all right. Well, John Long's El Dorado Eagles still holding on there. What's the score? You said 28-7?
That's 28-7 now.
28-7.
What is the Cristoval score?
Last we checked, it is 25-14 Cristoval with 4:27 left in the third quarter. So
A lot of time left, but
yeah, so some good stuff there. We will look out for in coming up here after a while. So
New hour sponsor.
all right, yes, thank you, Joe Hyde. Our new hour sponsor is presented by the San Angelo Cardiovascular Center of
we're in the fourth
Excellence.
quarter yet?
A la Dr.
Should be.
Milton
Yes,
Leon.
sir.
If you have leg sores, hey, get a second opinion at the San Angelo Cardiovascular Center of Excellence. All right, how impressed are you with the Bobcats tonight, Ryan?
Extremely. Like they just, they got that lead back, and then the defense held. It's been tough to hold. Either defense has been struggling to hold tonight. So they got the ball back, and from what I can tell on that, I think that was a first down. They moved the ball, so
Okay.
pretty exciting. I don't know where we're at in the fourth quarter.
Looks like it just started.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
So a lot of time left.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Matt Trammell, are there any other games that you're kind of checking out, looking out?
I have Lakeview, but I don't know if anybody wants to see that.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll check. We'll take a look. We'll take a gander into it and see what we can find. See
Is
what,
this Lakeview here?
Yeah, hold up. I'm not ready yet.
Oh.
all right. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Last we checked, it was Lakeview on the struggle bus
Here's a touchdown.
against the Hereford Whitefaces. It's a game, Lakeview, this is the start of the district season for them. They could use a win. It wouldn't be such a bad thing. It's all about pretty much seeding as they make their way into the district season. We'll go to Trammell at the live desk. Joe Hyde, if you want to get us hooked up there.
Hey, we're ready to go, pizza and all.
Where'd that pizza come
we're out
from?
here in Hereford.
Pizza.
Hey, we're out here in Hereford. Lakeview down big here. They're down 27-7. This one's going to be a run right up the middle for about 2 yards and a touchdown. They're going to trail this one now 34-7.
Okay, so it kind of looks like this one's perhaps out of reach for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it looks like it, but hey, you know what? They don't even have to win this game. They're in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, but Trammell, we're trying to remain. We're trying to see. You know,
But their second half, they've held better in the second half.
they have.
They need to get on the board. They scored their first drive, and
No.
they need to get on the board.
Okay.
But, you know, it's the Chiefs. This is the first district game. Hey, they play Big Spring in a few weeks, and, you know, that's always a good one. So, you know, if they can get that one, maybe get a third seed or a second seed, I mean, you know, the Chiefs may actually win a playoff game, too.
You know, it wouldn't be such a bad thing to get the number 2 seed, and that I don't know if that's. I don't want to be too critical of the kids from the north side, but that may be a reach at that point. I think probably that 3 seed could be right in their wheelhouse. But
Well, explain the seeds.
so there's 4 teams that make the playoffs in pretty much classifications.
Wait.
1A
You
through
have 4
6A.
teams in the district.
So
All
in
4.
this particular district, there are 4 teams. So yeah, they are already in the playoffs, but at this point, you know, they're gonna play. It's round robin, all these guys. So at this point, it's pretty much seeding, and whoever can win out or win the most games gets the top seed out of that whole thing.
So the guy that scores or comes in 4th place, still goes to playoffs. They play the
Number
second
1
worst
seed.
team.
Right? No. So
They play the
they
tough
play
one.
the number 1 team out of the next district.
Oh,
Which is going to be west of here, right?
Right. So
So they
that's
put number 4 against the best.
right. So
The
that's
worst team against the best team.
So that's probably like.
Sounds like it's rigging the game, like the election.
Hey.
Central punt.
Joe Hyde, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're watching a number of games. Hey, Trammell, what about Midland, Lee, and Belton? Is there any update from Midland tonight?
We have the live stream, but we don't have a score on the live stream. So it's right now. I'm not sure what the score is.
Okay, well, I imagine we can perhaps
We can
maybe
figure it out though.
come up with something at that point.
We're looking at Lee.
Yes, Lee, and that looks like Lee and
The last update we have on San Angelo Live Scores presented by Deersky and Deersky. Midland Lee was up 26-7 in the 4th quarter.
Now, look at this. So, right now we're watching a live feed from Grande Communication Stadium in Midland, and this is Tascosa that is driving. They are on the doorstep
So
there.
this is Belton.
Or no, I'm sorry, Belton. Tascosa was last week.
The team from across the street played them. Mojo's got Tascosa.
That's who's got, yes. They're pretty much just the swapperoo there. But this is Belton, the kids from the greater Waco area.
Looks like they're actually gonna maybe get an extra touchdown here. Got a guy coming, and looks like a jet sweep, and actually makes the play in the backfield. That's gonna make it 15 yard or about second, third and goal from the 15.
Man, look at that lead defense.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, that is very scary. And guys that can just come off the corner.
Are they trying to fit the video
With
on
it's
Instagram?
the 4th quarter with 53 seconds left, and it is 26-7.
But
So
look
that
how
looks like
skinny
it's
the
gonna.
video is.
Yeah, maybe this is maybe that's just a run through, a little melt of the highlights, if you will.
No, this is just they're just going back and forth from camera view. So it looked like they're talking about something here. Let's see what the call is. Oh, looks like it's going to be a penalty on Belton. Going to move him back, but that actually didn't even really cost him much. I guess it must have been after the play because the sack still counted. Yep, that's going to be a false start. It's going to be 2nd and 20 from the Midland Lee 20-yard, 19.5-yard line.
All right, so Midland Lee is kind of having their way with this Belton Tiger team tonight. That a win tonight would move them to 3-0 on the season. Midland Lee just a darn good football team, and Clint Hartman, the head coach of the Lee Rebels, had a chance to chat with him before the season started, and he said that this team is probably one of the better teams that he's had, in the last few years, probably even better than what he had last season. And that team made a big run into the state playoffs, certainly in the 3rd round before they ran into South Lake Carroll. So, hey, Trammell, another game to watch right now: the Bobcats and Consolidated. Looks like Consolidated may have retaken the lead.
Oh, looks like they did. Here, don't go on me yet, Joe.
So yeah, so right now,
Let me back up and let's check this guy out.
It was a big play.
As Trammell kind of gets you prepared for that.
All right, so it looks like they were on the other end of the field here, so it's going to be a big play, probably busted. Let's see. Let's get it loaded up here. San Angelo Bobcats are leading this one 35-34 prior to this point. They've been playing good defense all night. They've had a couple of scores off of they've had a score off a turnover. Looks like they're going to be in the spread here. One back, got trips right. Quarterback's going to take the ball and drops back. Finds the deep ball and, just beat him deep. That's just a race and could not get it at the end. That's going to bring the lead. Consolidated 41.
Nope. 40 to 35. Consolidated
35.
went for 2. Unsuccessful.
We can watch it. Let's watch it.
We'll let that one play out. But yeah, Consolidated took the lead there. Man, Trammell, you were exactly right. That was a race to the end zone.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was even a busted play. I think it was just.
I think
he
just
got
the
beat.
receiver beat him.
Yeah, he just got beat. It wasn't a busted.
Speed on speed at that point.
Yeah,
so.
and that's something they're going to have to be looking for down in the playoffs because once they play those teams, those big 6As in Dallas and Houston, man, those teams are just as fast like we saw in Killeen.
Well, and I think the team to kind of really watch for at this point is Midland Lee. You know, these guys, they get to the football. Mikey Serrano, their QB1, knows what to do with it. They have a very good running back. He's only a junior, and he's being
So this is a jump pass, and oh man, the quarterback jumped and the receiver jumped, and neither one of them made a play.
All right, so there we are.
Down by 5. Hey, that's just a touchdown now. You don't even need the field goal. It's pretty good.
So things kind of getting hot and heavy down in College Station as the Bobcats now trail A&M Consolidated 40-35. Updated score from the north end of the Concho Valley, the Bangs Dragons. Well, this one we might just call it good. 62-0 over Grape Creek. That one, yeah, that is what it is at that point. So we do have highlights that are getting ready to go from Lakeview Stadium, where the TLCA Eagles play. No, not the Lakeview Chiefs. From yesteryear. How weird is it seeing the Lakeview Chiefs not play at Lakeview Stadium, Ryan? That's your generation always saw the Chiefs there.
They were playing there. I remember we played there. I don't know. I think it's good, I guess, for the school. They can, it's an easier place to get into for other schools. Do they like playing there? That's what I don't know. I would say that.
I think now, I don't know if the kids even know. These kids haven't played there, and they didn't.
But like that first few years after it switched,
right?
I would think they would want to be playing in their stadium.
The thing with Lakeview is the North Side pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might want to stay in the North Side just to have that North Side pride. You got to come play in Lakeview in the dirty grass if you want to come be
Exactly.
in the dirty grass. Yeah.
Sterling Gilbert graduated the same year as we did. So
okay.
I grew up playing basketball, football,
Man,
soccer, everything against Sterling, and they were talented.
Wow, that's something. I mean, there's a lot of good things that were going on in that mid '90s.
Syracuse has a big game tomorrow too.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
They're up against. I was looking at the lines.
Now Syracuse Sterling Gilbert.
Texas?
He's the offensive coordinator there at
Syracuse
now.
Yeah,
so
for Dino Babers.
Yeah, so
he's bounced around, but they're playing good this year.
It's good to see Sterling. I mean, he's still representing San Angelo, and he's doing it very well. For the last few seasons, he was the head coach at McNeese State. Now back in the Division One. I guess what is it? The BC. They're not the BCS
they're the
anymore.
Big East or the ACC or I think they're ACC.
Yeah. That's back in the day. Yeah. They used to be in the Big East.
Now my daughter plays basketball with his niece, so there's basketball games. We'll be sitting there on the sidelines watching ESPN stream, watching Syracuse play.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool that San Angelo certainly has that tie to Sterling Gilbert, or Sterling Gilbert has a tie to us.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He hopefully doesn't get too big for his shoes after a while.
No,
he still seems like a guy.
He's a pretty grounded kid.
Yeah. All right, so we are preparing to show you highlights from Lakeview Stadium with the Wallhawks and TLCA Eagles. Let's let that one rip. Running with the whites and the green pants there, taking on the TLCA Eagles. I think this is Wall's first ever appearance at Lakeview Stadium. Here we go. Second play of the game. Wall QB1. Drew Morrison hands it off to Dominic Garcia. And he gone. G to the O-N-E gone. 50-yard touchdown. Wow. Second play of the game. That's how the Hawks get it cranked up. Second play here, or second clip here. TLCA QB, Lane Honea rolls out. Looking for an open receiver, but sacked by Josh Balcom. Next play here. Wall pitch to Kai Herbert. This dude knows what to do with it. Gets hit. But yeah, 10-yard touchdown. Hawks going up by 2 scores. But QB1 for TLCA, well, he's seen better days here. Picked, and this one is going the other way. Not really a good way for the TLCA Eagles to kind of get things going. But tell you what, Wall flexing tonight as they were leading 37-0 at the break. Man, a whole lot of Wallhawks tonight. That's a good way to start for them, because for the last few weeks, Ryan. Last 3 weeks prior to this, they had winners of they just only won 1 game, and they were playing some really good talent though against San Antonio Cornerstone Christian, Midland Christian, as what Joe Hyde and Matt Trammell referred to as the Christian schools.
The Christians.
Yeah, Joe, enlighten us on the Christian schools, if you will.
Well, they're schools full of Christians.
Full of me.
That is exactly what a Christian school is.
Those
they're full
games,
of gobbledums.
Wall
They're
usually
full of
doesn't play
gobbledums.
those games. And I think at the end of the year, playing that talent is going to come back, and they're going to remember that when they get.
Oh
in the
yeah,
playoffs.
because those teams
Definitely.
slung the ball. I
Yeah.
mean, those teams were.
It's going to be a help to them.
But here's
not
the-
going in as at 10-0 going into the playoffs.
Ryan, over the next 20 years, here's my prediction. I think that people are going to move out of the big cities. They're going to move into towns like San Angelo. Our teams are going to get bigger population bases to draw off of, and we're going to start beating these Austin teams and San Antonio teams, especially the San Antonio Christian team. Anyway.
I like that prediction.
That's not like
There's
that.
a real estate.
To an extent that will happen, but Texas is a draw. Period. So the Austin schools and the Houston school, like you see the companies moving into those towns.
Right.
It's big time. So
But they're going to work remotely from San Angelo.
well, that could happen, but
But why are there no houses on the market?
why are there no houses on the
Because
market?
Ryan's so good at selling.
Ryan's selling all the
Yeah,
houses.
he's so
He
good
is
at selling
amazing.
them.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I'm sure COVID has something to do with it. There's maybe there's some people that normally would be selling that aren't selling due to uncertainty in their job, their health, it's something like that. So
we're going to have all the guys all the families that are in Euless Trinity. They're going to move out here. We're going to have a gigantic offensive line. We're just going to kill them.
We're
gonna
we
kill
no, they have it's the Hawaiian community in Euless.
That's Polynesian.
Polynesia.
Samoan.
Samoans.
Yeah, Christian knows a thing or two about those guys. Do they hit hard, Christian?
Oh, absolutely.
Did
They
you-
had 2 400-pounders on their line. Their
Did you
O-line.
get hit by one of them?
Oh, plenty of them.
So
one of them.
what do y'all think? What does the football team think when they come out and do that? Was it the haka?
At first, it was intimidating, but the second year, it was kind of just. Seen
Just
it
like-
already.
Why didn't y'all make one?
Is it kind of funny?
I would've made
Yeah, it's
one
just
up.
funny
You
looking.
kind of like look at him like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, just play the damn game.
All right. That's what we like to see.
All right, Joe. We do have. Let's cruise back to Trammell, the Trammell live desk, and let's take a live look into this game, the Central Bobcats and A&M Consolidated. Trammell, take us away. What you're seeing. The Bobcats appear to be in scoring position here.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. They're driving the ball. One of the things is they got a penalty on this one, but as you'll see later, Malachi Brown pretty much saves the drive with his feet, and that's pretty common if you know Malachi Brown. So this is second down right here. It's gonna be 2nd and 15. Malachi takes the snap and looks to throw it Oh, and just barely misses that. I don't know if that's. Oh, it looks like he's telling his running back, you need to go out there more. So, Christian, what do you think? Do you think that was more Malachi?
I think that was more running back. It looks like Darius. He's a little slower on the route, so.
He's a bruiser of a kid.
Oh yeah, he's a bruiser
man,
for sure.
In that scrimmage against Abilene Cooper, he busted one for about 80.
I mean, this dude looks like just a full-grown man at this point, and he's only a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So 3rd and 15.
Him and Tyler.
Malachi Brown takes the snap. Looking for somewhere to go, and just another draw play. They're really liking to run this play tonight. Malachi just taking over. You know, that's what you got to do with your best players, give them opportunities to make plays, and that's pretty much what he did here. He got all the way to the 39. He might be short. It looks like he's about 5 yards short from the first down. It's going to be 4th and 5.
Okay, so just shy of the first down marker. We'll keep. Thank you, Matt Trammell. We'll keep. We'll go back to him here after a while.
All right, they're going for it on 4th down. Here we go. Malachi Brown is trying to make him jump off sides. Look like they're gonna take a play now, and gets the play. Talks to the running back. We got 2 on both sides. Receivers out both ways. Malachi Brown takes a snap and rolls left. Finds him, and it's good. They got the first down. That's gonna be a Bobcat first down on their own 30-yard line.
Wow, so the Bobcats making it interesting in this drive here.
Yeah, if they score right here and they go for 2, that'll give them a field goal to tie, and you know that's pretty big.
A field goal to tie 5 points?
Yeah, you know if they score right here,
They'll get
be up.
8 total, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
8 total.
Yeah, that'll make it.
That's it.
That'll make it a
really
3-point game.
helpful.
Anywhere from 3 to 8.
Get a little screen pass out there. It doesn't really go for anything, maybe 1 or 2. Looks like he got back to the line now. Oh, no, that wasn't a screen. It looks like he actually got about 6 or 7 off that one.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Christian. So Malachi really hasn't had a true comeback win. How clutch would this be to add to his resume, certainly as he moves down the stretch of the district season?
Oh, most definitely super clutch. Throw all those, quarterback controversy, conspiracies out the window for sure, and just be huge for the whole team more so.
Wait, there's conspiracies?
I mean, there was. I don't think so
I want
anymore.
to hear them all.
Well, Joe, last week following the shutout loss to Schertz Clemens, we received messages on the San Angelo Live Facebook and COVER1 Facebook pages saying that the Malachi's job was in jeopardy. So we asked Brent Davis at the Monday press conference, and he said no. There is not going to be any type of quarterback change. We're sticking with Malachi. That's pretty much it, So.
But there were rumors.
There was.
I think
Facebook rumors.
Facebook rumors. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Totally different
Thank
from
you.
they were real rumors.
You know, back when the COVID started, I got my Facebook doctorate degree.
Oh.
So here we are, Malachi Brown looking for a guy downfield.
Oh, looks like we got flags all over the place.
There
And
is
the receiver
laundry.
down. Looks like he
getting
may have got
excited.
hit pretty tough. Hopefully we'll get a replay on this. If not, let's see what the flag
might be the
is.
game.
Let's see what the flag is right here.
It's behind the line of scrimmage, so
Yeah, the quarterback did get hit while he was throwing it. We'll have
Big
to
time
see.
penalty.
We'll have to see what he says.
Fine
here.
him.
It looked like that flag was being thrown.
It looks like
As he was
holding
being hit.
on the Bobcats. It's going to be declined. That's going to bring up about 4th and 5. Oh no, was that a?
No,
that's a
they
turn-
intercepted it.
Oh, they intercepted
So
it?
yeah, they declined it.
Oh man, interception, turnover on downs. That's killer for the Bobcats right here. Their defense is going to have to make a play because it's 4th quarter right now.
and Malachi is a bit of a gunslinger at times. You gotta wonder if he can maybe just eat that or throw it out of bounds.
He kind
instead
of
looking
he
for
kind of
that
got
extra.
hit when he threw it.
Yeah.
So I
They're
mean,
going to sit on the ball, aren't they?
yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like well, let's see.
But how much time is left in that one, Trent?
It doesn't have a time clock on here, but I'll let y'all know if we ever get one.
All right.
Trammell, where's my time clock?
All right. So Joe, we will go back to Trammell. Let's come back to the desk.
2 1/4.
We'll go back to Trammell in just a bit. Man.
2 minutes left in the quarter.
In the
so-
2:25 in the 4th.
Okay, so
2:25.
the Bobcats are in desperate need of a defensive stop. We'll check in on Trammell in that one here as that one progresses. Right now, a game update from the south end of Tom Green County. The Cristobal Cougs leading Rock Springs 31-20 with a little less than 3 minutes to go in the game. So if in doubt, Casey Otho and the Cougars can hold on for this one. It would be their first district win of the season, and which is always a good thing, because anytime you have the likes of El Dorado in a district, that's certainly it's a battle of Highway 277 that both teams have kind of played each other very closely over the last few years. So big game, looks to be a big win right now for the Cougars. We'll keep you updated on that one. We do have we are working on some highlights from that game, so we'll show you that one in just a bit. But right now, A&M Consolidated leading the Central Bobcats with a little less than 3 minutes to go down there in College Station, 40-35 if you're just now joining us. And it's an exciting ball game. Right now, Christian is watching this one. Christian, what are you seeing there?
Looks like Central held them. Defense did what they needed to do, and it's going to be offense's ball in consolidated territory.
I know. Why would Consolidate?
They went for it, so they went for it on
Why wouldn't they punt from their 30?
4th and 12.
So Consolidated goes for it on 4th down?
Full screen.
They went for it, yes. And Central completely shut it down.
Golly, that takes some cojones right there. Going for it on 4th and 12 in your own while you're up by 5
With
2
2 minutes left.
Still have 2
Man.
minutes, yeah.
You want to talk about the hot seat next week? It might be the A&M Consolidated's head coach.
Yeah.
Trammell's firing him.
I'm firing him right now. Not if he if he makes them lose, I'll actually keep him on.
I'll keep him on.
All right, Malachi Brown takes a snap, looks right, looks left, throws it. Oh, right through his hand. It looked like a back shoulder ball for the QB2. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 on the Bobcat 28-yard line. Man, but maybe, that Consolidated coach, he saw that last stop and just thought, man, maybe our defense is just playing so good right now that it doesn't really matter. But
it's the perfect definition of rolling sevens.
Yeah,
they going for they're gambling at that point.
yeah, that's insane.
I just don't understand what he could have been thinking.
Oh man, that was
Yeah,
we're gonna see if it pays off.
Unless they were gonna fake a punt, act like they were running the play and punt it, and it just couldn't get it off.
So Malachi takes it, another QB draw. Oh, and he's actually tripped up. Does not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and about 12 now. So we're sitting here questioning the coaching call, but man, this defense is coming out and just playing lights out against the Bobcats.
So 3rd and 12? Is that what you said, Trevor?
Yeah, 3rd and 12 from the Bobcat 32-yard line.
Consolidated 32.
Consolidated 32-yard line. So it looks like they got, I think, trips to the right.
Yeah.
Malachi Brown takes a snap. Looks right, looks left, just throws another one for him over there. QB1! Oh, my goodness! It was in his hands, and he dropped it. Oh, my goodness. He's going to want to have that one tomorrow. Man, as it brings it in and it pops out at the last second.
I mean,
Christian, who was that?
that was Tyler Hill.
QB2 right
QB2.
there.
I don't know why DB's celebrating. He kind of just dropped that, but, let him
we
have
have
his
a
comfort.
false start, actually. That penalty is going to be declined. 4th and 11 from the Bobcats' 30-yard line.
So essentially the game is on the line at this
Consolidated
point.
20-yard line, sorry.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we're playing for the ball game at this point. The Bobcats are.
You go for the first down or for the touchdown?
You have to get the first.
You got to go for the first. I thought they should have gone for
But
yeah,
first down on 3rd down.
they kind of risked it
But
all.
at this
early.
point, a first down may be a touchdown from as far as they are and as close as they are. So we'll just have to see what happens here. We got trips right, running back to the left. QB2 up at the top. He's been targeted twice on this chain length right here.
Man, so under 2 minutes to go.
Yep, minute 28 left in the go. 4th and 12. It's Bobcats ball. Looks like Coach Davis is going to take a timeout to talk about this.
All right.
They had 3, so they still have 2 left if they give the ball up.
Let's ask the former Bobcat himself, Christian. What do you think Kevin Crane is looking to dial up at this point with under 2 minutes to go? You're 4th down, facing 4th down, needing a first to keep the drive alive.
What I've would see him doing is running like a boot to the right maybe, or to the wide side, and probably hitting like a deep out route. What I think he'd do, and get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock, kind of recoup. But you never know with Coach Crane. It's interesting and biggest play call of the game. Biggest call.
Now we've seen Tyler Hill targeted a few times in this drive. Do you think he goes back to Tyler? Maybe Seth Levesque sighting.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe Seth Levesque, maybe Jalen Lifesty in this one. I mean,
hey, but y'all gotta think this cat that he got targeted twice and he was open on both of them basically. So we're gonna see what he does. He motions the running back out left. Looks like a double pass. QB2 for the game, and he overthrew it. Complete pass. Consolidated is going to take over the ball. Looks like the going for it on fourth down maybe have worked. It's only a minute left in the game. That's probably going to be it for the Bobcats. Looks like they're going to lose this one 40-35.
Yikes. Wow.
That is not what I was expecting at all.
Man, yeah.
What the heck of a game.
Kevin Crane is, going to the bag of tricks in that one. But
it looked like there was two guys running open. He just overthrew them.
Yeah, very much overthrew him. It looked like a good play. It really did look like a good play. Christian, you play to win the game, obviously, but how do you think this one? I mean, do you think that the kids are going to maybe chalk this up somehow of a win in some form or fashion?
Most definitely. The coaching staff as a whole is definitely going to, not completely pat them on the back, but, give them some kudos. They definitely kept up, took some leads in this game that nobody really saw coming, to be honest. So it's not a bad loss for them at all. 5 points to top 5 team,
in which they held their own.
Exactly.
They went blow for blow with A&M Consolidated.
Exactly,
for sure.
To say the least.
So 40-35 is where we're at. The Bobcats going for it on fourth down. Kevin Crane dialing up an okey doke flea flicker like play, only for it to just be a little overthrown in essence. Looks like the Bobcats will drop this one 40-35. A&M Consolidated now lining up in the victory position. Tough loss for the Bobcats tonight. If you would look at the Cats, when you look at their overall record, it's going to say 0-3 at the end of tonight. But I really think, they very well could have been 1-2. Heck, I think, heading into, if they would have played like this for the 3 games of this season, 2-1. Heck, 3-0.
Absolutely.
I'd probably say 2-1 more than anything. But man, hats off to these guys tonight for playing their hearts out.
Yes, and the coaching staff for sure for getting their mindset right. It's not easy to travel 6 hours and compete with the top 5 team.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, just a tough outing for the Bobcats tonight. Almost coming up with a dub, but A&M Consolidated kind of winning the battle of blows, if you will. As they come out with the win tonight, 40-35. This one is officially gone final. So the Bobcats, they'll be back next Friday. They'll be back in action. In fact, they will be right here in San Angelo at San Angelo Stadium. They'll open up the district season against one-time Little Southwest Conference rival Abilene High. Ryan, how much do you remember those battles with Abilene back in the day? I don't know. I think Abilene High had a strong team. I know they went to I think they were in the state finals at least a couple of years around there. They had a good team. They didn't have the NFL guys like Cooper and Permian. No, they had I think Lackey, John Lackey. Yeah,
he was at Abilene High, and so I didn't play baseball, but I know a lot of my buddies had to hit against him. His fastball.
For the folks at home, John Lackey is a World Series MVP, formerly of the Los Angeles Angels. That guy, just dominated his way to
played Boston and L.A.
Boston, L.A. for the Chicago Cubs. I believe won a World Series title with the Cubs here recently in their recent World title. So that's the kind of things come out of Abilene.
Exactly.
Come out of West Texas.
That big Air Force base, like,
Yeah.
it's got a steady stream of.
We could use a few of those kind of guys down here in San Angelo, to say the least. So, man, tough loss for the Bobcats, 40-35. They fall to A&M Consolidated. We will get with Ryan Chadwick here in just a moment. Joe, Trammell, did you have a highlight to
I
go
got a
to?
final from Lakeview.
Okay, well,
Actually, from Hereford.
let's Joe, let's take.
We got some highlights from Hereford and Lakeview too.
Okay, well, let's take a look
Which
at
one
that.
do you want? You want highlights? Or
Well,
you want?
No. Lakeview is not at Lakeview Stadium.
Well, let's go to Trammell.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You're making jokes about Lakeview now.
Nobody's making jokes.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
All right. Are we here? Are we ready?
Well, you got Lakeview versus Hereford, but I'm looking for your. That's the feed I got.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Are you ready?
That's what you want.
All
I'm
right,
ready to
let's
go.
get it.
Angelo MRI is bringing this
So,
feed.
Angelo MRI is bringing this to you. We got Hereford 34-7 Lakeview. This is going to be late in the fourth quarter. Albert Rodriguez is going to take the snap and hand it off. And if you watch this offensive tackle just says, dude, you need to get in here and I'll pull you in there for you. The tow truck move to get Lakeview on the board. They're actually going to get the 2 points here, and they're honestly going to fall 34-15.
Man, so the Chiefs still managed to put something together down the stretch to make it.
Yeah,
I guess-
it could have been easy for them in the last drive of the game to say, oh, we're good. But you know what? They put one together, and they got a touchdown.
Yeah, not too bad. So, looks like the Chiefs will fall to 0-1 in district play. Playing for seeding in that one, but they're still going to the playoffs. On the other hand, the Central Bobcats got to fight for that seed, though, as they kind of hit district play next week against the Abilene High Eagles.
If y'all want to see a play, we can go to this 2-point conversion. It's a pretty good play.
All right, what do we got there?
So right after the touchdown, the Lakeview Chiefs are going to go for 2 here. Let's get them all lined up and straightened out here. They wanted to make sure it's a touchdown. Let's see right there, Albert Rodriguez, number 6, rocking the mullet, getting loose here. Let's see, getting the call in from the coach. They know they're going for 2 here, and Albert's calling the play. So they're going to get lined up here. We got 2 on each side. We got our running back to the left, Albert Rodriguez, letting him know what's up. Takes the snap, looks, says, nope, I think I'm going to do this myself, and jump right over him. That's a hurdle for a 2-point conversion. That's mullet power right there, Manny.
Mullet power. My goodness. Wow, what a play from Albert Flip Rodriguez, as we saw in the best of Thursday night. All right, we do have one more highlight to go to before we say goodbye to Mr. Ryan Newlin. Joe, this is Rock Springs and Christoval from south end of Tom Green County. Roll the tape.
It says Water Valley and Erie County.
No, that is Christoval and Rock Springs.
All right.
I can recognize that stadium from a mile away.
I'm glad that you're running this show because I would never know that's Rock Springs at all. I mean, where is Rock Springs?
Rock Springs? Yeah, you know where Rock Springs is, Joe. You know.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's let it ride. All right. Slow it down at this point, and here we go. Joshua Fava, look at number 7, go. G to the O and E gone. That's a Cougar touchdown to make it 19-14 CHS. Then it's Braden Wilcox to my man Jolly. That will do, sir. That's a touchdown to make it 25-14, 20-yard score there. Fumble.
Anything for Salinas.
Anything for Salinas.
Salinas!
I knew Trammell was about to chime in with that, but hey, the Cougars, they win a game break in this one. A score update, 32-20. So they will kick off the district season with a bang as they beat Rock Springs tonight, 32-20. Joe, as we wave goodbye, can you cue up our Cover 1 preview of the week? And we'll have one last chat here with Mr. Ryan Newlin before we kind of bring on Mr. Ryan Chadwick.
What is it called?
It is we're talking the Texans this week.
Oh, is it Stock Down?
No,
No,
it's
no.
not stock down.
Not ready to sell?
No, sir.
Stock up?
Nope. Then you may have to go back to the queue and find.
I'm looking on the queue, dude. It's unless this is it. Is it?
No, that one is
No,
not it there.
No. All right, going into this week, I don't see it. It's missing.
Okay. Well, let's go back to Trammell. So we'll go back. Trammell, do you have something that we can talk about with you?
We don't really. We're out of games here. So, but the El Dorado Eagles just made it final. They beat Miles 35-6. Remember, we saw the only Miles touchdown, but saw actually a number of the El Dorado Eagles touchdowns. And COVER1 is over there, the quarterback, showing out, making a big time here in district play.
Okay. All right, Joe, come back to us on camera. We will say goodbye to our guest here. Ryan, final thoughts before you leave us tonight.
Well, enjoyed it. This is quite a studio you have up here. This is where y'all shoot like commercials, right?
Yeah, we do everything
during the week. This is where the commercials go down, and then on Friday nights. So no, pretty neat. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fun talking.
Brought back a bunch of memories.
Democrats in here.
Do what?
We interviewed Democrats in here.
Well, you just interview. I would assume all types of people.
Well, yeah, but the last one we interviewed was a Democrat.
Yeah. Well.
So, even though everyone thinks I'm a Republican and I'm like biased and everything, it's not true.
Well. I was trying to like pitch some businesses out there like,
oh, you mean like,
hey, come in here and shoot a commercial. But then Joe, as normal, just like says, no, we don't want any of that. Just like, let's shoot them all down.
Yeah, well, we would love for any and every business to come into the Snageville Live
like,
Studios.
just ask for Manny. Ask for Manny. Yeah.
But Ryan, it's been a pleasure. You've kind of jogged. I imagine you probably jogged a lot of folks' memories tonight with talk of Shea Marin's. August Pfluger was a guy that was kind of around your time there. He was also running for Congress here at the 11th.
You had to talk about politics, didn't you, Manny?
Well, hey, no. I'm just bringing up August Pfluger that he watched him play.
He was the quarterback in. I think he was the quarterback in '96.
Hey, remember we were talking earlier, and you were saying they ran that double QB look. That last play that Central ran, was that kind of what you're talking about?
Similar, but that like when Bobby was he was more slot receiver.
Who's Bobby?
He was he was a Central basketball player, football player in the late '90s.
Oh,
Bobby Townsend. He was a great athlete.
Superstar.
Okay.
Stud.
Yeah.
Superstar.
He was. He played football. I know at Howard.
So what was the deal? Bobby was quarterback too. With Bobby Townsend was the quarterback with August Pfluger.
They ran we just had Dan Gandy had a custom offense. He ran for those two guys.
Gandy was the coach at the time.
Gandy was the coach from '88 until that year.
He was also the head coach at Lakeview as well, Joe.
Okay. And then his son coached at Central later in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle was at Lakeview, and I think then came to Central.
When did the Friday Night Lights guy get here? The Gaines?
He got here in '97. 8? No, maybe '98. I don't know, '97 or '98.
Right?
Gary Gaines.
I was just
Gary
born.
Gaines.
I wasn't even
Booby
born.
Miles.
And Booby Miles.
Yeah.
Can you be perfect?
Well, I don't know about Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor, I liked him too. That's on the TV series.
Yes, that is the Dillon Panthers.
Yeah.
The made up.
When are we going to play the Dillon Panthers, Manny?
Well, we'll get there, but nonetheless.
One more thing we haven't talked about since Ryan's about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada community.
Oh,
Nevada
okay.
community.
Okay, so Ryan, have you ever heard of Nevada, Texas?
I don't think so.
Okay, so they're
What kind of real estate agent are you? You haven't heard of Nevada?
Where is it?
They're northeast of Dallas, kind of that McKinney,
Yeah.
that area over there.
They'll be the next McKinney, maybe.
Yeah. So Joe's kind
Up
of
and coming community.
Joe's kind of adopted them as his hometown team. When Joe's never been to Nevada, Texas, never seen the Nevada.
Might have flown
football
over it
game.
once or twice.
But Joe, enlighten us why you've embraced the Nevada community team.
Well, one of these weeks we were doing this game, and you put the Nevada community score up, and I'm
Because they were playing Brock.
They're playing Brock, a team that
Yeah,
Wall is
both
likely to play
nowhere
in the
teams,
third
and
round.
You're like, don't know where they are. And you're
Everybody,
like,
most
Nevada
people,
community.
now in defense of that, most people in West Texas know who the Brock Eagles are
Okay,
because
yeah.
they
Do
know
the Wall Hawks? Do the
They
Wall
play
Hawks
Wall.
know who
They
the
always
Brock
beat
Eagles
Wall.
are?
They always beat Wall, right? Trammell. Brock beats Wall.
They
Not
didn't
always.
last year. Somebody
Not
else
last
did.
Somebody else did Trammell.
Trammell's the one that said they were trending down. But anyway, I figured the Nevada community had to be near Brock somewhere, and of course they weren't. It was nowhere near Brock.
No.
It was way over the other side of the DFW Metroplex. And then I started thinking, that's the next Katy of Houston. As Katy is to Houston, Nevada community will one day be that to the DFW Metroplex. And I started looking into it. It's a pretty nice little town. You can
Not
go up there
bad.
and you can get really nice houses and stuff like that. They got a pretty strong school district. It's, growing faster than Christoval.
Great mascot, right?
And Joe, who is the mascot? Out of
Oh,
Nevada?
this is the best part. They're not woke. Because they are the Nevada.
This is why
they're the
he's
Nevada
embraced them.
Community Braves.
And mind you, Joe also has a fight song. For
Yes.
Joe, would you care to enlighten
Yes.
us with the fight
We
song?
are Nevada. We are community. We are Nevada community. We fight. Oh, the Braves do fight. We're Nevada community. Fight.
That's been longer
For
than
the
the other
fourth,
ones.
yeah, for the fourth week in a row, fourth consecutive week, a different Nevada community.
The Nevada community is like, it's like the bomb.
I don't know what to say about Nevada community anymore.
We're gonna have to do a COVER1 preview.
We
on
might
Nevada
have to
community.
go and hang out with the Braves of Nevada.
Get up there and
community.
get a.
Yeah. So that is why Joe has kind of been fond of the Nevada Community Braves. That is the Cliff's Notes. Don't ask us.
Hey,
why.
we're all fond.
Yes, we are all fond of the Nevada Community Braves. All right, Ryan. I know you've got you got to get out of here.
I
You
got sleep.
You've got other things to do here.
What
We
time's tea
appreciate-
time tomorrow?
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Yeah. What time is tea
Yeah.
time tomorrow?
8 a.m. Sassa.
That's right. There we go.
It's not going to be fun. But
All right, Joe will come back, and then we'll head back to Trammell. He can enlighten us with a few other things. Ryan, it is
All
a
right.
pleasure. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much for joining us tonight.
Christian,
Thanks, sir.
good to meet you.
You as
We
well.
will we'll look for you down the road, sir.
That'll work. I'll be around.
All right.
Trammell, tell jokes.
All right, hold up. I'm about to pull up the scores page here. We can run some scores. All right, are we ready?
Not yet, but we will be.
You can just get it on my
Scared.
face. Let the
You ready?
beautiful people see me. All right, are we ready?
We're going.
We're going to run them fast. We got row 10, 48, Sanderson 36. Westbrook got this one. Most of these scores are final. It's going to be Westbrook 48, Highland 16. Christoval, the Cougs beat Rock Springs 32-20. El Dorado made that one final 35. The Bulldogs out in Miles only 6 points. Hermele beat Aspermont tonight 71-36. In Menard and Junction beat the Concho Valley team 58-6. We got Anson and Stanford in a good one there. Anson took that one 26-22. Lametta, Paint Rock, ooh, couldn't even get on the board. Lametta 53-0. Eden also shuts out a team. Very best Eagles were not the very best tonight. 45-0. That one ended early. Water Valley 62. The undefeated Erie County only 16. That's going to make it first loss for the Erie County. Roby, Ira took that one 24-14. Santa Ana at Baird. Baird's got that one 66-16. Hico, Albany. Hico was not able to get on the board. Talk about Hico, not a high score. That's Albany 55-0. Rawls, Hamlin. Hamlin took that one 42-21. Cross Plains, Santo. Cross Plains 27, Santo only 14. TLCA playing in Lakeview Stadium against Wall, and whoa, I had them trending down, but 72-0. Now that's a blowout. Coleman 35, DeLoyne nothing. A lot of goose eggs tonight. Cisco winners. Cisco put out the Blizzards, gave them some heat, 28-14. Jim Ned 39, early 7. Sundown in Post. That's a battle out in West Texas. That's a 51-6 loss for Sundown as Post takes that one. San Saba, Gulfweight. San Saba, big time, 64-6. Wink, Seagraves. That's right, 37-6. Whitesboro, Brock, as we were talking about earlier, Brock just still doing things how they know how to do it. 50-7. Refugio, 3 Rivers. Refugio, 51, 3 Rivers, 7. Mason, man, at the Puncher Dome, beating the heck out of the Harper Longhorns, 67-0. Holly Haskell, Holly won that one, 48-13. Ozona Center Point, Ozona's up 36-0.
And of course, you can get all these scores. You can follow along on.
That's right. You can follow SanAngeloLive.com/scores. Brought to you by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. Paradise lost to Pilot Point tonight, 44-14. Clyde beat Breckenridge 31-21. My hometown, the Lobos, got a win tonight, 27-14 against the Border Bulldogs. Merkel lost to Jacksboro today, 30-13. That's a Jacksboro win. Comanche, Dublin, the Dr. Pepper Capital, 38-0 though. Dublin lost that one. Millsap, Eastland, big time, 43-23. Odessa Permian, the Mojo got smacked today. Tascosa 40, Mojo 18. Andrews Canyon 45, Andrews 14 after putting a big number up on Hereford last week. Midland Lee won big time tonight as they beat Belton 26-7. San Angelo Central in a crushing defeat against A&M Consolidated 40-35. Sonora got a win tonight, 28-13. Cherokee 47, Mullen nada. Taylor also nada against Lamb Passes as they lost 45-0. Midland Greenwood, the best band in West Texas, 27, Sweetwater 22. Lubbock Cooper, they're still going out there in Lubbock. At least we don't have the score finalized yet. We got Lubbock Cooper was leading though, 20-14. Hereford Lakeview, this game's actually going to be over at 34-15. Waco, Stephenville, Waco La Vega 14, Stephenville 3. The Yellow Jackets couldn't pull that one off. Indians of Seminole, Lubbock Escado Matadors. Seminole was leading this one 28-21 in the third quarter. Monahans, the Lobos, beat the Snyder Tigers as they were actually losing that game 40-7. May 49, Gorman nada. Rochelle nada. Richland Springs 42. Another goose egg right here. Sterling City beat Bronx tonight 62-0. Abernathy, Reagan County. That's a 26-2 win for Abernathy. Forsan, Colorado City. Colorado City lost that one 30-6. Rockwell, South Lake Carroll. What a shootout. Rockwell 44. South Lake Carroll 42. Caprock, Dumas. Caprock had that one 40-14. Then we go out to Odessa. And they put it to the Lubbock Coronado Mustangs. Odessa High won that one 49-0. Man, and that is all the scores we got tonight. To check those out and a whole lot more, just go to SanAngeloLive.com/scores. Brought to you by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Matt Trammell, keeping us very up to date on all these scores. Pretty much all of West Texas and pretty much the games that you want to know around the state of Texas. And like Trammell said, you can always go onto our website, SanAngeloLive.com, and get all the goods there. Let's see, before we kind of get to, by the way, Ryan Chadwick is joining us for just a few moments here this evening. And we're talking Central A&M Consolidated. Before we kind of get to that, let's run the first half highlights where I tell you, Central looked really, really good in this one. All right, A&M Consolidated, Kyle Willis, possession, well, not for long, fumbles the rock. Monte Dobbins, Dobbins recovers there. Then for the touchdown, Ethan Aguilar, the PAT. Then Kyle Willis pitches the ball. Sutton Lake runs it in for the end zone and runs it into the end zone. And there we are. 7-7, game tied. A little later, Willis toting the rock. Sutton Lake, well, he's going to get the PAT there. Make it 13-7, A&M Consolidated. Now, Consolidated back. Willis throwing bombs here, 43.
I haven't watched
to 43. Then Jalen Walter runs from the 18, carries the rock in for
Yeah,
the
bro,
touch.
New
That's
York,
actually
LA.
Malachi Brown that's going to take it in to make it 19-14. A little later, Malachi
Second play of the
going to
game.
drop back,
First play overthrown over the head. Second play
and
over the
here he is.
Yeah, I
He
seen
just
that
ran
one.
that
And then,
Scrambling.
That's a nice scramble there. And then hooking up with
Bombs away.
Tyler Hill. That's the
That's
play
the
that
better angle that
we
we got.
couldn't see. Yeah, that's the best angle there. Ethan Aguilar would attempt the extra point that would put Central up 21-19 at that point. Man, but what a second half that this game was. I don't think very many expected the Bobcats to really kind of put together what they did, certainly in this game, as we now turn to Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcats insider.
Before we get back to y'all. Did you notice that the stands there? They were totally empty.
Completely.
They're empty.
They were empty.
On the
No one's
consolidated
going
side or Central side?
Both sides.
No, I saw on the live
You saw
stream. There was
people?
there was
There was
people.
a Central
there was
crowd
people.
there.
I saw a Central crowd at least. I don't know about the other side.
You saw a Central crowd. Oh, come on.
There were some
What's
folks
that?
from West Texas that made that trek there.
I saw some orange and blue in there.
It's an hour and a half by airplane.
Yeah, not so much on a drive. Ryan, your overall thoughts? You know, we were thinking that the Bobcats could hold on and heading into the second half. Your thoughts of the second half?
Well, first of all, it was a heartbreaker.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Came down to the absolute wire. Central's offense had two different opportunities with about 2 minutes left to go in the game to take the lead and win the game. Couldn't find a way to get in the end zone. Offense continued to hum in the second half. They did have to punt a couple times in the beginning, which let Consolidated get back into the game. Defense, unfortunately, as good as they played right up at the end, allowed too many big plays tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no sustained long drives for Consolidated. They didn't shove the ball down Central's throat. They didn't beat them that way. Athletically, it seemed like Consolidated kind of had the edge there. So every time that they scored, it was a big play.
Yeah,
40 plus yards.
absolutely. Now I have to ask you this because Central, they were facing it was a fourth down with about $1:30 to go in the game. Kevin Crane dials up somewhat of an okey doke flea flicker type play. Did you like that call to stay in the game?
Well, Manny,
Let's be honest
let's just
here.
put it this way. If it would have worked, he would have been a genius. You know what I mean? In that situation, especially with how well Malachi Brown was running the ball, you would like to see a look where he can, fake a handoff and then take it around the edge or drop back and do a draw like he had been doing the entire night. Like those looks were there. On that drive, those looks were there. And if not that, a couple of the receivers were really hot at the time. Like you run a drag over the middle, like you clear out with two receivers and have someone replace them on a curl or a hook, or you have drag from the other side of the field. Like it was 4th and 10, so it makes sense to go for the end zone in that situation as well. But
there was still time to get a first down.
there was still time to get a first down. Like there was a minute and a half left in the game. So it's tough, and as a coach, like you gotta be willing to make those kind of decisions. You know what I mean? Like he gambled, and like sometimes they work out, and sometimes they don't. So it just didn't work out tonight.
Yeah. How critical are you? I mean, you're a former Bobcat, you're a former collegiate player. How critical are you of when you see coaches make those decisions that they still have opportunities to win the game? It was almost like going for broke at that point.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be overly critical on the coaching decisions to go for the game in that situation. Because, again, if the throw would have been a foot lower, that would have been a touchdown.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It was right there. But with that being said, I would like to see better, not even better, just more opportunities down the stretch, like earlier in the sticks. You know what I mean? Like first and second down. Like I don't care if you're taking a couple shots, like you know what I mean. But like one of those plays, like you gotta make it to a third and manageable, or God forbid, a fourth and manageable. You know what I mean? But because they were in that 4th and 10 situation, like I would have liked to see something around the 5, the 10, like you know what I mean? Because like they were on the 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but it's a live and learn experience, you know what I mean? Coaches are getting ready for district just like the players are, so they're living and learning, and I think they will be fine. They completely impressed me tonight. They came back from those 2 losses that they had the last 2 weeks where the offense was basically non-existent last week. They produced on the ground and through the air. Malachi Brown looked good. Like I said before, it looks like there is no quarterback controversy anymore. Tyler Hill, the other quarterback, he played some great receiver tonight. You know what I mean? Defensively, they created opportunities. They took the ball away. I think they had 3 takeaways tonight.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah. So, like, if the defense can continue to do this, they're going to start rolling. And Abilene High is not going to look as good as the last 3 guys they played. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
so.
if Central plays like this next week, I mean, this is a cakewalk for the Bobcats against the Warbirds, for sure.
I can see the Bobcats hanging 50 on them.
yeah, that's more than rolling 7s, as Trammell would say.
Right.
Christian, what do you think the conversation is like between Brent Davis and this football team tonight? Although they came out with the loss.
No, definitely not too high of tensions in the locker room. I think it's just more of like just you have to play perfect against that team. Just a couple mistakes here and there is really what killed them. I mean, it wasn't really just a bad showing. It was a great showing for them, especially based off the last 2 weeks. He's definitely got to be proud of them. I know he coached them very hard this week, and they adapted very well, and they took his coaching and they implemented it. Just few things that could have made a big difference in the game for sure.
Yeah. Ryan, I guess we'll play quarterback, or we'll play the devil's advocate here. We'll play from the couch here, the coaching from the couch, coaching from the desk. What would you have done different, down the stretch?
Down the stretch, I would have created more opportunities for Malachi Brown to throw the ball, right? He ended up scrambling most of the night. Most of the runs that he made were called runs. Again, the middle of the field was not as open as it could have been, but like there were opportunities there for like underneath, you know what I mean? For receivers to find spots in the middle that Malachi could have hit. I think that defensively, again, it's just big plays. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, they gave up a big play.
They, like, down the stretch, quarter. Like, as a defensive coordinator, maybe, try to dial up a few more blitzes to put some pressure on the quarterback, because that running back just took over the second half. Like, he basically was their offense. And the little guy who made that last catch and run of like 76 yards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was a freshman, by the way. Like, crazy.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Kid's going to be like super talented.
If you take that play away.
You take that play away, it completely changes the game. So, like, I am not dissatisfied at all by the overall, coaching staff, like, performance tonight, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? Get a couple more looks from Malachi to the receivers. Run the ball up inside with the running back a little bit more. Darius is good, when you give him the ball. But other than that, in a shootout like this, it just comes down to whoever has the ball last wins. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, that's how it ended up tonight. Yeah. So
we would have loved to have seen a win in the shootout. It's been a long time that Central's actually won a shootout. I think we probably
2018 Shoemaker probably.
Shoemaker, yeah, and maybe even before that, you have to go back to a win against Abilene High, I believe in 2016 or 15. I think it was 2015. It was a late game against Abilene High. They won it in double overtime,
and Steve Warren, former head coach of the Abilene High Eagles, rolled the dice. Of course, Bobcats called their bluff on that one. They won that one in overtime. So, man, Christian, is it from a former player's perspective, certainly recent player, what do you think is the message kind of going forward here?
Just that really not hang your heads. Y'all have a great team, a very talented group of young guys, a lot of young guys on that team that have really stepped up, such as Tyler, Darius. And just take some pressure off Mal's shoulders. Just trust the process, trust what coaches tell you, Coach Crane, Coach Willis, all of them. And y'all be solid. I just know it, It's just you got nothing. You have to be great over there at Central. Like just the expectations, and I know they'll be good. I know they will.
Yeah. Last question for Ryan before we say goodbye. And by the way, you can catch Ryan's write-up at the end of this night on SanAngeloLive.com as he breaks it all down for you, of course. Ryan, how we've seen a lot of underneath going to when it comes to Malachi Brown and him throwing the football. How refreshing was it to see him going downfield a lot more and essentially just airing it out?
I was excited, to be honest.
We haven't really seen him do that.
We haven't. I don't know if it was designed that way or if he just wasn't comfortable winging it, you know what I mean? But it was refreshing seeing him taking chances down the field. That big play Central offense that we've gotten used to, you know what I mean? The offenses that can score at will, that it don't matter what play it is, where in the game it is, they can score at any time. It was reminiscent of that, you know what I mean? So if we can get, I say we, Bobcats.
We're all run for the same team, yeah.
If the Bobcats can get in situations where Malachi's comfortable like that and just where he can take those chances, it opens up everything else, because as soon as that defense started backing off to cover those types of throws, that's when everything opened up inside, and he was running all over them.
He seemed very, very comfortable,
Yes.
like a different guy that we've probably seen. I don't think we've seen this version of Malachi
So far
ever.
too.
Just a gamer that we know he's a gamer. Certainly in 2018 against Richland Hills, and that was a great comeback win. But yet we're seeing him do a lot of different things. We're seeing him throw the football, and it's a mixture of him running and throwing. So it's a great outing there. Joe, as we say goodbye, and we'll get ready to talk wall football here in our next segment. We do have the Texans COVER1 preview to check out. If they play like this next week, Chadwick, you think they got a chance to beat them?
They're winning next week. I'm saying it right now. Central's winning next week.
Yeah, they're winning next week.
It's the Bobcat Abilene High.
Here.
Too early to sell what?
Yeah, we'll check the stock up, stock down. First, we might have to do a preview show on that one with TRAMMELL and get his 2 cents. But Ryan, it's been a pleasure, man. You killed it again this week, breaking it down.
Well, I appreciate
we enjoy your 2 cents on everything when it comes to Central football. Thank you again. Of course, you can check out his write-up tonight on SanAngeloLive.com. Chadwick, thank you so much. In the meantime, hey, how about those Texans?
So the San Angelo Central Texan drill team is the oldest established drill team in the state of Texas.
It's a really great feeling knowing that you're a part of an organization that's been around for a long time, to know that there's meaning and other girls have done it before you.
When we first made the team and we learned that we were actually part of something that was a important piece of history in the state of Texas and the history of drill teams, it made it all that much more exciting and again prestigious to be a part of.
My name is Itzel Estello. I'm a graduate from Central High School, and I was a Texan in 2018. Yes, I grew up, watching them at football games or at parades. Just, everybody just being so excited and so close to one another. It was truly something that I wanted to be a part of.
Hi, my name is Melanie Gutierrez. I'm a senior at Central High School, and I'm the captain of Texans. My first impressions of the Texans were like, oh my gosh, they're so cool, and they looked like they had so much fun, like when they were in the stands or when they were on the fields. Like I remember when I was in middle school, I would always record their dances because I thought they were so cool.
Hi, I'm Courtney Lyles. I'm a senior at Central High School, and I'm the first lieutenant of the Central High School Texans. So I've been in San Angelo since the 3rd grade, so I've been seeing the Texans ever since the 3rd grade, and I would watch them on the field, and I was like, oh my gosh, their drill team is so good. So that's what really sparked my want to be a Texan.
My name is Tammy Merwin, and I'm a proud Central High School graduate, and I was a San Angelo Central Texan from 2001 to 2003. Texans were always a part of a Friday night ritual, something that I saw as a little girl growing up. I was fortunate to be able to attend some of the Texan clinics that were kind of fairly new. You got to see all the big girls, all the high school girls, especially the seniors, that would normally go off and join, collegiate dance teams. As long as I can remember, I'm born and raised here in San Angelo. You want to be a Texan when you get to Central.
Being a Texan on a Friday night is definitely blue eyeshadow, red lipstick, just the signature makeup style, and just, putting on the uniform. Everybody's so excited with our cowboy hats.
I can't really speak to the Texans after 2003, which feels like just yesterday. But at that time, it was known. We competed against a school in Leander, and we had a hairstyle called the Leander hairstyle. So now the Texans look so beautiful with their long hair and their curls, and at that time, we weren't allowed to do that. We parted our hair all on the same side. It was slicked back in a tight bun with our hat. I mean, you could spot us from a mile away.
What makes the uniform so iconic is we call it cowboy. Whenever we refer to our field uniform, it's cowboy. So we have the hat and the boots and the skirt, and we go out there and kick with the boots and the hat, and it just makes everything look so much more sharp when we dance, so you can see every minor detail. So the uniform is just what makes Texans Texans.
Texans is really based on tradition, so with our uniforms, even if we're ordering new uniforms, we really try and base them around kind of what's been done in the past. And for our first performances, we always make sure our field routines are kick, and homecoming, we make sure they're a kick to a traditional rock song.
With high kicking comes a lot of technique, pointing your toes, straightening the back of your knees, core strength. I think a lot of people don't really understand the work it takes to have some great high kicks, and that's a really big deciding point for the girls that make the team and don't make the team. Since we are a kicking team, it's very important that kick technique and that your on count is complete and there.
To the future Texans, I wish you the best. I'm really sad that I get to leave, but I know there's so many good generations that will come, and just work hard and you'll succeed.
I'll definitely remember Friday Night Lights and, just kicking high, smiling wide. It's definitely a memory that I will cherish forever. Just being able to dance with so many other talented girls, it's just such an honor.
My mom still has my Texan bag with my letter jacket and all of my Texan uniforms still in my old room, and it's just kind of cool. It's a cool thing to have been a part of, and it's a cool legacy to say, I was part of that team that literally is the oldest established drill team in the state of Texas.
To the future Texans, I would say be persistent, keep working, persevere. You're gonna do great. Keep dancing, be confident, and you'll definitely make it. And I can't wait to see what y'all do.
Alrighty, welcome back. That was the Texans, the
most established drill team in Texas. If you want to check it out again.
Except Kilgore.
No. The Texans are the the oldest
More
drill
than
team
Kilgore?
in Texas. Yes. The oldest drill team in Texas, Joe. Oldest drill team in Texas.
I thought the fish drill team at Texas A&M was the oldest fish drill. The fish drill team. Hut, yo.
All right. Joining us on the set here is Mr. Brent Blinka.
Blinka.
On the blink of an eye,
Yes,
sports. Hey, Brent. If you haven't seen Brent, or if you haven't, this is kind of your introduction to San Angelo Live. You mainly see him.
This is your chance. Don't mess it up.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So Brent is a usual writer for San Angelo Live. SanAngeloLive.com does a lot of
He's the
different
crime
things for
report
us.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, puts out the booking report for us each and every morning.
So if your picture's been on the booking report, Blinka picked it.
Dude, you name dropped me so hard.
Don't blame Joe Hyde for it.
Don't do that to Brent. Don't do that to
easy
Brent.
now.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
He's on Facebook as Joe Smith.
All right, Brent's been busy for us tonight. He's been hanging out with the Wall Hawks, and then made a small drive out to Grape Creek, Texas. Wasn't much of a game out there. We're really not going to talk too much about that one. We're going to talk about Wall and San Angelo TLCA. This one. Let me kind of back up a little bit and get ahead of the train here. The Hawks hanging 72 tonight.
No, 37.
Well, it was 37 at the break.
Yeah.
But I want to say they hung 72.
72-0.
Yeah, 72-0 on TLCA tonight to open the district season. Now, Blinka, you saw the Hawks get off to an extremely hot start.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about, and certainly in that second play of the game, talk about that play
Yeah,
itself.
well, they started off the game. Quarterback Drew Morrison kind of overthrew his receiver just a couple yards or so. Very next play, handed off to
Dominic Garcia.
Garcia, and dude, he ran it. I believe it was 50 yards or so.
50-yard touchdown.
Touchdown right off the bat. They came out, they had their bags packed, and they were ready to go. And they had a solid week of practice. You can tell.
Yeah. So we saw the offense just at will do what they wanted. How good did these guys look tonight? I know it's against a team that, and I'm not gonna dog on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
I'm not gonna throw any shade on against them, but how good did that Hawks defense?
They just looked like they were ready to play. They just performed. Everything looks to the point. They knew what they were doing. Cold, clean cut. Just nice passes, nice runs. They did everything correct, and it actually worked out in the favor for them at the end of the day.
Now we did a stock up, stock down. And Trammell's pick tonight on stock down was the Wall Hawks. And I'll back up Trammell here. I'll fall on the sword for him a little bit. I mean, within the last few weeks, they'd lost 2 of the last 3 heading into this one. Man, do you think that they were kind of ready for these TLC Eagles?
Absolutely, man. They looked more than prepared, to be honest. Like I said, they came in right off the bat just gunning straight. They're doing everything right, making the right play calls, making the right adjustments, and turned out and worked in their favor at the end of the game.
Now, we've seen a lot of Wall Hawks kind of get the rock over the years, certainly in the most recent years, like a Chase Rios, a Kai Herbert, and now Dominic Garcia.
Yes.
How many guys did you see? I mean, talk about the different playmakers that were involved tonight.
Man, on defense, number 13, if you can pull it up, he has a one-handed interception, kind of back behind his head. It's in that highlight I provided earlier.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I think it was just after a quarterback change. TLC's starting quarterback, number 5, he got injured in his hip about 2.5 minutes left in the first. He got replaced by number 4. I'm not exactly sure what the kid's name was at this time, but he had his first play, threw it down 20 yards, and then next play got picked off. So Wall had the chance to run that thing back, and they did, untouched.
Okay. Well, we did have that interception was by Taven Espinosa.
Yes, absolutely, that's right.
70-yard pick 6 at that point.
Gone.
I mean, it's like, man,
that was in the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first half highlights. In fact, we took a look at those first half highlights earlier. In fact, Joe, if you want to just throw them up there, and we'll have a good time with those highlights as we talk Wall Hawks football with Brent on at the blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
Blinka. Now, Brent, this is how clutch was it for them to start this district season with a bang like they did tonight?
I think it comes out and lets everybody know that, hey, we're prepared and we're ready to come for it, because at the end of the day, they're going to come out.
Certainly, in fact, we rolled the tape here, courtesy of Brent Blinka. The Hawks, they will get Jim Ned next week. Jim Ned, they beat early tonight, 31-16. Now, break down this play
Second
here.
play right here, man, just right up the middle, gone.
Dominic
Untouched.
Garcia.
I don't think anybody was ready on that play for that to happen.
Now, Dominic, he's not a very big guy, but that guy, he's like a
He's
bowling
low,
ball.
man.
Yeah.
Low and, like, just quick. He's got moves.
Now, that was Balcom there that's coming up with the sack. And then here's Kai
Big
Herbert.
hit at the goal line right here.
Oh, trucks him over with the truck stick there.
Football tomorrow.
Yeah, he's certainly going to feel that one.
There's that one-handed grab.
Taven Espinosa.
Gone.
Dude of the day.
Yeah, that's likely got to be the play of the night there with that. And then a whole lot of Hawks defense after that. Craig Slaughter's so good at drawing up defenses. Man, you were in kind of a just a buffet of scoring
Absolutely,
from the
man.
Hawks tonight.
They had everything you want to see out there, that's for sure. It was a literal wall of Hawks out there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there we go. Blinkers Blinkers coming in with the thing there. So the Hawks will get Jim Ned next week, who's now 4-1 on the season. They came away with the win tonight, 31-16 over early. Jim Ned 1-0 in district play. The Hawks will have to travel to Tuscola next week, so it's going to be a big game. This is likely, I'm going to go ahead and say it, perhaps for the district title. I mean, I don't think that there's another team that's as good or with the potential to beat Wall. I think the only team in this district that's capable of doing that is the Jim Ned Indians. Perhaps maybe the Breckenridge Buckaroos. I don't think Clyde has what it takes, but
Nevada Community.
Brent, are you familiar with Nevada Community?
Not particularly, but I have been accustomed and kind of learned.
Do you have about an hour?
Oh, God. I don't know.
They're the team to watch.
They're Joe's team to beat. In fact, we'll include Joe in the stock up, stock
Did they
down
play
next
this
week.
week? We need Trammell, can you give me the score on Nevada Community?
The San Angelo Live scores page said that it was 0-0. We did not have the score.
We didn't have the score?
I think they play tomorrow.
Oh.
I think they might play tomorrow. So.
All right.
Well, we'll have come back and do a COVER1 live.
Nevada
Community. You missed the Joe Hyde's rendition of the Nevada Community Fight song.
Oh, good.
It was pretty epic. One for the ages. In fact, we'll probably. I'm not sure. We'll probably have to grab it from YouTube, and we'll get something going on from
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll get some edits on that for sure.
Joe, now we do have, I'm seeing a fourth quarter highlight from James Bellini.
They're coming.
Down in Cristoval. Now the Cougs also came up with a win tonight against Rock Springs. That was also for a district dub. Blinka, you're from Glen Rose, Texas.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
play a little Texas high school football?
I did my freshman year. I actually moved over and played mostly baseball. Finished out high school with that. So before I came to Angelo. So
right on. Have you been keeping up? Now you did get a chance to see your Glen Rose Tigers against Fort Stockton
2 weeks ago.
It was a few weeks ago. They kind of handed it to
Yeah,
Fort
they
Stockton.
did. It was a nice game. Got to catch up with everybody.
It was a nice game. Yeah, yeah. It's like I mean, you're thinking with Blinka here. I was just around Blinka at that time. It's like everybody from Glen Rose knew who that guy was.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's like the mayor of Glen Rose at that point. You run for political office there.
I'm the mayor of Nevada Community.
And Joe will be soon running for mayor of Nevada Community, Nevada, Texas. Nevada, Texas. That's what it is. Brent, the Wall game. Was that your first time to see a Wall Hawks game in person there, live?
Yes, absolutely. It was actually.
Now they run a little bit different offense. It's more of a wing tee.
Yes, sir.
It's a more run heavy than anything else. you're accustomed to seeing more of a spread offense.
Oh yeah.
How much different was it seeing those guys that like to run the football there?
I like it. Honestly, I like seeing those kids. Hey, meet me in the middle. Let's see who's bigger, the big man. Let's go.
Yeah, most people they're like, man, I want to see all the scoring. Well, that has the potential to do that.
Absolutely,
you know?
it really does.
So, let's see. So we've kind of had you covering, football from a lot of different places. You did get to see Ozona and Sonora
Absolutely.
to start the season. Sonora, since then they reeled off a win, the week before last against El Dorado. Ozona, how do you think Ozona kind of fared then in that game?
Was it
Looking back to week 1 at that point? I know that
was the first time they beat.
They beat Sonora in like 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. With the new head coach as well, I believe.
Yeah,
that was pretty great. You could just see you could feel that the morale of everything just kind of lift up in there. It's like wow,
yeah,
got it done. Like hey, we'll do it again too. Kind of just picked up on the energy in the stadium. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. So. Brent Blinka, he is a writer for SanAngelLive.com. He is pulling double duty. He's tonight usually a news guy, but writing a collection of different things. Tonight, he's hanging out with the Wallhawks, who took down, shut out San Angelo TLCA 72-0 tonight. Let's see. Joe is efforting as we speak. Cristobal and Rock Springs, the fourth quarter highlights of that game. He is still working on it, and I'll tell you what, Joe Hyde on the 1s and 2s.
He's on it.
He's a working man back there.
He's on it. Don't bother him, dude.
He's a working man back there. We are here with. If you're just joining us now, let's go to the Facebook comments here.
Oh good.
Good. Man, we had some good stuff there. Julio Saldana kind of chiming in a little bit for the folks that are joining us at home. Wow. Brent, this is kind of your first full season of covering Texas high school football. Kind of give us your thoughts on now being a member of the media covering high school football.
Honestly, you get immersed into the atmosphere. You just know it's Texas high school football. It's what it's about. State of Texas, I feel like it's powerhouse in any sport, in my opinion. So we come out here, we play things a little bit different around here. So, and I love watching it, and it's even better playing it too. So
yeah, the way that Wall beat TLCA tonight, were you at all surprised?
I wouldn't say surprised. I don't know. We talk about all the teams locally, and I don't know. I just personally associate Wall as being one of the powerhouses. I would say more known. When you play Wall, you're gonna get what you paid for. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, you get what you paid for at that time. Yeah, that's for sure. In fact, I think we're in double digits of how many consecutive district titles that they've won. Houston guy is certainly a state.
It's impressive.
Yeah, very, very.
A lot
impressive.
of gold balls.
Yeah, Christian, imagine did you get a chance to hear about the Wallhawks? I know you were a Central Bobcat for
for
years.
sure. A lot of people, of course, most of San Angelo got to hear about Wallhawks and just how great they are, how tough kids they are, and just how they all grow up together and studs on the football field. Of course.
There we go. Yeah. Brent, would you now? Do you think that this win at all for the Hawks, kind of puts them more of in the stock up category, or not ready to quite sell? I mean, obviously they've kind of left the stock down.
You say, was it Fort Stockton or no, the Broncos? You said there's the next, basically the best matchup that could potentially beat them.
Jim Ned.
Okay,
That's the next week's game.
I wouldn't say it makes anything clean cut or definition at this time, but I would definitely put him up there as a contender. That's for sure. Better watch out for him.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good way to point that. Yeah. So we do have highlights from Cristobal, fourth quarter action. Here we are. Rock Springs taking over on a Cristobal fumble on the goal line. Yikes. But here we are. And yeah, they're the Cougars getting in for the touchdown. Braden Wilcox to Jolly. Then Montoya, gonna get a little pick action there. After a while, here comes that Cougar defense. That'll do. Then, of course, the best formation you like to see, the victory formation.
Absolutely.
So as the Cougars win this one tonight, they move to They win it 32-20. They move to 1-0 in district play. They start off the district season on a good note. Brent, how good is it to see some of these powerhouse teams do what they need to do tonight?
I kind of just let you know everybody's standing around here, and if you don't have much longer, if you need to fix your things and correct them, you got to get back to practice and figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Joe. Before as we say goodbye to Brent, why don't we pull up our best of the week that we saw from under the Thursday night lights. I know that was a good.
You want the games to watch, not ready to sell or stock up?
No, it was the best of.
The best of the Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, best of the Thursday night lights. But so before we get into that,
wait, this is Thursday night?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. Brent, we thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
We'll look out for if you see him around the stadiums in a town near you, say hello to Brent Blinka, and don't be too rough on him in the booking report.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry about that. Just did my job.
Brent, it's a pleasure, and we'll see you next time, my man.
Absolutely. Thank you all for having me.
All right, here we are, the best of the Thursday night lights. Joe. Called the best of the Thursday night lights. And, hey, how about my man Dylan Ford from Sonora, Texas? This kid going 75 yards to the house. That's a kick return, folks. Yeah, he's also a golfer, but I'm pretty sure we'll see him playing under the Friday night lights sooner than later once he gets into high school. He's a middle schooler. Look out for that kid. How about the kids in Angry Orange? The San Angelo Central JV Orange team hanging out in Midland on Thursday night against Midland Lee. There's Adam Robles taking in for an 8-yard touchdown, but Robles not done yet. Later on, watch him make the grab and then just let it rip.
Oh, I thought he threw it last time.
Yeah, he actually threw it.
Oh, he threw Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Another look at this here. My man, 1-9. Woo, and he can pass. Yeah, that's a Bobcats touchdown. That'll do. I know we're talking Thursday night lights, but this next play here, just too good to pass up from last week. Just call Lakeview QB1 Albert Rodriguez flip. Yeah, because that's just what he did to Austin Bandy for the Chiefs touchdown. Yeah, Albert Flip Rodriguez. That never gets old, a la Patrick Mahomes, the former Texas Tech Raider quarterback. That's who he's looking like tonight, or looking like last Friday night. Man, good stuff there. So, man, it's our future looks bright, that's for sure, with what goes on under the Friday night lights. Joining us now, Mr. Matt Trammell.
Left the live desk, but hey, I'm here.
Left the live desk. Yeah, we're here for the next 10 or so minutes before we wave goodbye. Matt Trammell, let's first address the elephant in the room. It's the stock down pick with the Wallhawks.
All right.
Do you feel like maybe you have to eat that a little bit tonight?
No, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. I mean, the Wallhawks beat the worst team in San Angelo.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Straight up.
Do you you can't be any more truth than that. When TLCA plays Grape Creek.
Wait. We can't say the worst team in San Angelo.
Why is that?
Because that's not politically correct.
All right, not the best team in San Angelo.
That's a little, yeah.
Or you could say among the worst.
When Grape Creek plays TLCA, I expect Grape Creek to even win that game.
You think Grape Creek would have done better?
Yes, absolutely. And
Trammell
that's why when I say their stock is down, my reasons aren't because they weren't going to beat the TLCA Eagles tonight. They were going to beat the Eagles. They should have beat them by 100 probably.
They could have hung 100.
That's what I'm saying. But they
could have hung 100.
Are they going to be able to play against high-level teams who throw the football, who move the ball up and down? And tonight was practice. Tonight wasn't practice for a playoff game. Tonight was just JV practice. I mean, they were playing against kids that weren't on their level at all. And so, no, I don't apologize for putting them there because that's the way it is.
Trammell just telling it like it is. And you know what? We appreciate the raw truth in all of that.
Yeah. And hey, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Wall can go and win a state title. But from what I've seen, it's going to be tough, and it's just going to be a battle the whole way.
All right, Matt Trammell joining us here on COVER1 Live here on SanAngeloLive.com. Hey, a score to pass along to you tonight, and It was. I wouldn't call it. It was. They were. I wouldn't say that they were on upset alert, but it was. It was something to kind of be. I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? It was Erie County, Water Valley tonight. We saw Water Valley take an early 14-8 lead. Erie County is a team that's undefeated. They're new to six-man football, but I tell you what, they did some flexing tonight, and they beat Water Valley 62-16.
Wow.
45 to them
turnaround
in the first district game tonight.
Found out what a mercy rule was.
They found out what the mercy rule was tonight. Yeah. Erie County has 45'd a lot of teams this season. I don't think this team has been given enough props from the AP poll. I would think that they would soon crack this poll, the top 10, in weeks to come, if not sooner than later. Just because this team is good. They're a good football team.
Well, they lost.
No, Erie County won.
No. Water Valley Wildcats win first district game tonight.
Whoa, okay. Well, then
that's what I'm saying. I was on the live desk. I was by the scores. I promise you. Erie County, they just couldn't get it done. And then you know what? That's the first. Yeah, that's the first mercy rule that that's what I was trying to say, that they've had to feel. And so now they know what it's like. Didn't see it coming.
So take all that away.
But didn't see it coming. But you know, that's I guess how it goes. And in six-man, it can happen so quickly.
Sure.
Learning experience.
Well, probably the best team in they're not even in that region, because six-man football, we have Sterling City that's here and considered in that Region 1, Region 2.
Yeah.
And then because of like geographically how it's all positioned, you have Erie County and Water Valley down in like Region 3, Region 4.
So you're telling me Water Valley and Sterling City are not even in the same region?
No, they're not even in the same thing. No.
They're like, you could throw a rock from Water Valley.
You can.
You can throw. I can. See the mountains
throw a
over.
rock.
You see the mountains over there?
Uncle Rico.
You see the mountains
Uncle
over there?
Rico. Yeah.
I can chug a pigskin about a quarter mile.
You need to join the army and start throwing grenades.
So it was Water Valley came up with a big win tonight, 62-16 over Erie County. Erie County's, they're a good football team. They probably did some learning tonight.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think you got to give some props to Water Valley. They've played a pretty tough schedule. I know they played Borden County this season.
Yeah, always good.
Trammell, they're kind of from your neck of the woods there.
Always a good team.
So Borden County is certainly a good team. So Water Valley coming up with the win tonight against them. Trammell, let's kind of get into some 6A football as we transition to what Christian Gabadon.
6A?
Yeah, 6-man,
Let's
6A.
keep it going, yeah.
I know a loss is never a win, but how satisfied were you with the Central Bobcats today?
I was. I couldn't find much things that I didn't feel like that was just a bad thing, or these guys aren't playing hard, or you know what I mean. There's none of that questions. They're playing a number 5 A&M Consolidated, who was just a dang good team and put up a lot of points. But the defense actually played a lot better than what they've had in the weeks past. They got that touchdown off of that fumble, or I guess if you would call it interception, I don't know how you would call that one. But strip, whatever. Yeah, they ended up scoring. So, it was down to the very last play, and they gave it all they had, and they literally put it all out there.
Now, we talk about the term rolling sevens.
Yeah, they
rolling
were rolling.
Sevens is gambling, trying to get hot on the table.
On the
there.
craps.
Yeah. Now, Kevin Crane, the offensive coordinator, the Central offensive coordinator, he was attempting to roll some sevens. He
was, but we don't talk about that. Before that, the A&M coach was really rolling them sevens.
Oh, yeah.
They were up by 5 points with 2 minutes left on their own 30-yard line and went for it and didn't get it. So Central starts on their own, on Consolidated's 30-yard line. 2 minutes left. They take 3 shots deep out of 4 plays. One of them a trick play. You can see that they're trying to score. So, at this point, you can't get too mad or you can't get upset, because they could have been like last week and they could have been destroyed. Right. So,
Yeah. Well, it's I think for the folks out here in West Texas and throughout the Concho Valley, I think we were satisfied with what we saw from the Central Bobcats tonight, despite not coming back home with the dub. But we saw life out of them, and we certainly saw fight out of them, which is always a good thing there. So, but I do think probably the you can call it the upset. The game of the night was probably Water Valley, Erie County, and how Water Valley just took Erie County to the woodshed and had their way with them, 62-16. So Water Valley Wildcats get the first district win tonight.
We'll see what happens next week when they go and play Abilene High. I mean, Abilene.
So for Central, as we kind of we talk about them, these guys, it's the next few weeks for them. I think they're winnable ball games. We're going to see them against Abilene High. We'll see them against the likes of Friendship and Odessa.
Yeah. Friendship lost tonight as well. I mean, that's their third loss in a row.
They're winnable games. I think for the next 3 weeks. What do you say, Christian?
Absolutely, I definitely agree. Especially Friendship, taking the L tonight. So
in a heartbeat, you could see Central kind of get back to 500 at 3-3 before the matchup against.
And then be 3-0 in district though.
And 3-0 in district, which is probably the most important thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
because at the end of the day, these games don't matter.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, these games don't matter, and that's what's good about whenever you're Mason going and getting the crap beat out of you, and you go play Wall, and you're probably not going to win that game.
Right.
And then you can turn around and play teams like Harper tonight, who are nowhere near Wall, and beat them by 70. It's the same thing Central's doing. They can go play these Dallas DFW teams and maybe lose or get the dog beat out of them. But going on when they got to go play Midland Lee and when they got to go play Abilene High and they got to go play these other teams that, they'll be a little more prepared with the lack of talent that those other teams have compared to the Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston areas.
Christian, looking at Central tonight, if they were to play a lineup against Midland Lee next week, you think they'd have a shot?
Absolutely. I think they'd have a shot, even if they – well, obviously not as big of a shot if they would have got blown out, but I think they have – quite the shot to beat him. I mean, with the fight that they put up tonight, knowing that it's a game, Midland Lee, that we haven't got to square up against in a couple years, I think they'd give it their all and definitely have a shot for that.
Man, that's sure going to be a fun game to watch. It'll be in Midland this year. Mikey Serrano, the QB1 there, he's a very dynamic player. Man, that Central defense is going to have to be ready for him. Going to have to be ready for I mean, just the entire team going to have to be ready for the Lee Rebels.
Right.
That's for sure.
They got the job done tonight, so.
Yeah. Let's talk a little Lakeview football. Hereford we knew was going to be a challenge for the Chiefs tonight.
Right.
Were you surprised of that score, or did you maybe feel that maybe
I didn't think that Hereford was going to be that strong coming in. They just came off a huge loss against Andrews, where Andrews completely just blew them out of the water. And so it didn't really seem like to me that Hereford had that strong of a team. But and Lakeview's been playing good, but they didn't quit. They ended up scoring a touchdown late. Lakeview did. So it wasn't like they were just out there.
Right.
Those boys from the north side this year, they're actually playing games. And they're actually putting together some playmakers that are actually making something happen over there in the north. And they're 0-1 in district now, and they're already going to make the playoffs. But if they can pick up one or two of these next three, it'll be pretty big.
That's huge for them.
Yeah.
Now. Let's play devil's advocate here, and let's talk about maybe where you think the Chiefs can fall in this whole playoff picture in the seeding element. Do you think they have a chance to at least get to that number 2 spot?
So this is my third year covering high school sports in the Concho Valley, and I've followed Lakeview the past 2 years. And first year I covered them, they got that win against Big Spring in Lakeview Bobcat Stadium. St. Angelo Stadium. And then,
that's for you, Yanis Green.
No, and then the year after that, they ended up going 0-4 in district. So I've seen when they can win a game, and I've seen when they can't. But this year, it just seems like they have more of those pieces together. Last year, they had a young, Albert Rodriguez, and Bandy was young too, and way smaller than he is now. So, I mean, just overall, they have a way better team, and so I think maybe they can at least beat Big Spring, and then maybe even take on another one.
Yeah.
So
I think they do have a shot to at least get the number 2 spot in this district. I think for sure they can have the 3 spot. Certainly beating Big Spring. That's who's going to hold the keys to that there. But man, I tell you, Albert Rodriguez. He's fun to watch. Very fun to watch. And it's that mullet.
The mullet power.
Mullet power. In fact, we do have Tristan Franklin joining us on the broadcast. Hello, Tristan.
My boy.
We appreciate you joining us tonight. Tough loss for you, man, but keep it going. Thank you so much for tuning in. But nonetheless, the mullet.
The mullet power. The mullet had power tonight. We saw it. They didn't win, but the last touchdown they scored, they went for 2 points, and the mullet jumped over a defender, and man, Last week he's flipping passes. This
I
week he's
know.
flipping his body, man. I don't know
Flip.
what's going on.
That's what we just
Yeah.
call him. Flip.
Just
Flip. You know,
flip.
yeah, just very,
Game over.
very nonchalant, very casual. So, Christian, where do you think the Lakeview Chiefs will fall in this whole playoff equation?
You know, like y'all said, most definitely I expect them to be the 3 seed, but they obviously do have a chance to, work their way up to that 2nd seed. Obviously a tough loss, and I hope they can bounce back. Tristan, if you're still watching, good luck this next week, man, for sure.
Who's that 4th team in that district?
Oh man, so we got it's Andrews,
Oh.
Big Spring, Lakeview.
So Andrews has a pretty good team, and they lost tonight, but they hung like 60 on Hereford.
Yeah.
So it looks like they'll probably end up holding that number 1 spot.
Yeah, so we will have to wait and see what the Chiefs do, but they are improving. Hector Guevara is certainly turning that culture around there. It's something that's much needed on the north side of San Angelo, and they're
Right
getting
on.
that. I know we talked a little 6-man and we talked a little wall. Let's talk maybe the in-between of 6-man in Class 3A. Let's talk about these Cristobal Cougars. I mean, these guys continue.
They got it done.
They continue to run and gun, baby.
Hey, they're squeaking by, but the thing is they're getting by. So
They are getting by, and I tell you, what's interesting about them, and I'm gonna pull up their schedule here, is the region that they're in. They're no longer in like Region 1, Region 2 with like the Wellingtons, the Quannas. They're not with them anymore. They're down in more of like the Central Texas, South Texas kind of area, where the end with the defending champs at that point, Mart. And I don't.
Panthers.
I don't even think the likes of the Wall Hawks would want to test what the Mart Panthers are certainly about. But what the Cristobal Cougars have at their advantage this season is the potential to get past that 2nd round and to go into the 3rd round before you come up against a very, very legitimate team. And they've come away with some pretty good wins. Goldthwaite, I thought, was probably one of the better wins thus far. I thought they could have beat Wink to start the season.
I mean, Grape Creek. I mean, that's a big win there, Manny. No, but in all seriousness, I mean that is though, because you when you get down to a wire of a game, it's always good to know that you know how to come out on top.
You mean when you get down to the wire of a game, it's always nice to be against Grape Creek?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly
Yeah. Oh man, Joe, thank you so much for chiming in on that.
Or TLCA.
Oh, hey!
More than likely.
The zingers coming in hot.
That game wouldn't have been close.
Yeah. So the Cougars, they will get Menard next week back at Jack Pardee Stadium.
Hey, and they lost big tonight, so that might be a walkthrough.
Yeah, Menard, I tell you, with their enrollment, they are treading on that 6-man. They are towing the 6-man line.
But as much as it seems like they're not winning games,
Some
it doesn't
people need
seem
to
like
move
they
to Menard.
want to go down.
Yeah.
It seems like they want to stay there.
Well, the community wants to keep them in 11-man football. I don't, the last few years they have not been they haven't been competitive in years.
Right.
It would probably be in their best interest to do it. I would hope that the Menard community would embrace that, but we'll see. But the big game for the Cristobal Cougars is on October 23rd against the El Dorado Eagles.
It's always the
Long
district
Eagles.
championship.
It's going to be for the ship, baby.
Always for the district.
It's the Battle of 277. It is at Mitchell Stadium there in El Dorado. We saw the Cougars fall in that game last year, but Braden Wilcox back for his senior season.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Round 3,
Let 'em know.
right?
Yeah.
Round 3, let's just 3 years in a row.
He's
of fighting
ready to
for
go,
that gold
baby.
ball. He
Yeah.
got it the first year. Barely slipped through the second year.
Yeah.
So let's see what they got. And I mean, El Dorado, they took care of Miles pretty good tonight, and Covarrubia's 3rd year too.
I tell you,
So
Corbin's a playmaker, man. He's a big play waiting to happen. He's very much like his brother.
big guy too.
Well, he's tall. He's lanky.
Yeah.
But I tell you, he can hum it. He can hum it down the field. They do run a very good spread offense down there.
And tonight, what he seemed to be for me is he seemed very poised back there. He didn't seem like, because there would be people, Miles, coming in and stuff, and he seemed to step up and just step into certain spots of the pocket where he didn't seem like he needed to run. And certain times he would, of course, take off. But they're out of their 28, 35 points tonight, most of them were through the air. I mean, he was definitely slinging it.
He's a gunslinger for sure. He played a lot. They mixed him in some certain situations last year with his brother. His brother Kevin was a QB1 then, but man, he's just a playmaker. That's just all he is. But
Yep.
I know the El Dorado folks. I've kind of grown fond of them. They've kind of grown fond of me. But they know where my heart is. It's the south end of Tom Green County.
And you rip them on the laptop, too.
And I rep them on the laptop,
Hey, you know what? I'll do it, Manny. I'll go for the Eagles. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of that one.
Trammell ain't scared of nothing. That's for sure. Yeah. But yeah, so it's Trammell is. Was there a game that was there anything that surprised you tonight, or was it kind of what you expected?
Pretty much everything was exactly how I was expected, and that sucks because we wanted that surprise being Central, but they ended up coming up short. But everything tonight just seemed to be exactly how we all planned it going.
But, for the Boomers, it seems like the Central almost win was kind of like they reversed all their fortunes. So we're excited about Central again.
Yeah, is that weird how we lose a game and get more excited than when we lost last week?
We went into this thing, we were thinking the Central's going to get killed.
That's right.
Yeah,
a lot of people did.
That's for sure. The optimism was not very high with the Bobcats tonight.
But as a good loss, it can propel you into.
Now, Trammell, you're starting to sound like a Dallas Cowboys fan.
I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm an 0-4 Texans fan, and I'm hoping that we do the same thing.
We're talking
Texans.
I feel at this point this is like this is the declaration of being a Cowboys fan. It's, hey man, that's a great loss that we took against I just want to see us win.
This week though.
Hey man. Take it easy there. Yeah, Christian, your thoughts on tonight? I know this was a heartbreaking loss for you as being a former Bobcat, but kind of give me your thoughts on what you're feeling.
Just like Trammell said, kind of what we saw from everybody else, about what we expected. A little bit better performance by Central, obviously showing out. But they have Friendship coming up, who took a loss tonight. I think they'll be set straight for the rest of their district season, or start of the district season.
I think by the time in the next few weeks after Halloween, that is Halloween is before Halloween. Excuse me, is the game with Odessa High. They could be 3-3 and 3-0 in district play at that point.
Be huge.
It's very, very possible for them to do that. So, last week, I'll be honest with you, I was getting ready to just. Here's the panic button, and my finger is just like,
hovering over it.
Very much. It wasn't a finger. It's like, what are we doing here? Come on, McFly, do something.
Right.
But
the coaches did something.
They did.
They did. They lit a fire under these Bobcat players.
And the defensive line showed up tonight.
They did.
Absolutely.
They did.
That was something that I feel like that I'd been watching Central, where it was like, where's this defensive line at? But this week,
that line, every player on the consolidated O-line was over 290 too. So for them to step up.
And I know we talk a lot about Midland Lee and that matchup, but Midland Lee, their defensive line and their linebacking core, that's that kind of size. They're big kids and they can move. So I think this is very much the test that Central needed. Brent Davis said he hates playing. He hates winning 50 something to nothing. He doesn't like those wins.
That's insane to me.
He's not for padding up the win column. That's for sure. As we saw with this season, but obviously this season he didn't really much have a choice. But if you go back to your time as a Bobcat, Christian, there we are. You're playing Cedar Park. You're playing a good Clean Shoemaker.
Absolutely.
It's Del Rio was. They are what they are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call them.
You need that 50 to nothing win.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the morale booster.
Yeah.
It's like LSU, paying UTSA, go to Death Valley.
Yeah. Alabama, Toledo.
Yeah. Those games got to happen at times, But
right.
But so hey. We've officially moved the panic button kind of just off the table. I think for the Central Bobcats, I think they're going to be okay if they can play tonight in weeks moving forward. If they can play like they did tonight,
Malachi Brown played awesome. Not just good. He played awesome.
Yeah, that's a guy we haven't seen that version of Malachi Brown. That's almost like if you start talking like Madden Madden 2 years ago or Madden 16, 17. That's a Malachi Brown 18 right there.
Yeah. I mean,
2018.
He was making moves not only like with quarterback draws or quarterback sweeps or just a quarterback scramble off a pass, but like when he was having to sit back there and deliver the ball down the field, he was actually doing it. And from what I saw, I didn't see him have any turnovers. Did y'all?
He threw an interception.
Yeah, I mean, he'll. I think Malachi.
Oh, that's right. He was getting hit.
He got destroyed.
He'll always have that gunslinger mentality.
Right.
That's. I think that's you gotta be able to just embrace that.
More of like a competitive, like he wants to win, right?
Well,
absolutely.
Brent Davis put it as if he thinks Malachi is under the assumption that he can squeeze that ball in there, he can complete that pass,
and even if his physical abilities
and what they have to tell him
yeah.
is that you're not going to win every play.
Yeah.
You got to take an L every now and then. You got to throw it out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds. You got to do what you got to do and get to the next play. But I think we saw some leaps and bounds with Malachi tonight that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Of course, yeah. I thought they looked good, and their QB2 ended up being their best freaking receiver tonight. I mean, what's going on?
Shout out Tyler.
I mean, he was balling tonight. He was balling.
Tyler Hill, yeah. I think if I don't think any of our media will in San Angelo, with the exception of San Angelo Live COVER1, will challenge or be very critical of that last play.
Right.
We have been, of course. We've talked about it. You said that you like the play. Chadwick said he didn't like it too much.
You can't hate the play. You got to hate the plays before the play, and that's pretty much what Chadwick was saying too. He was saying they should have put themselves in a better position when it wasn't 4th and 15, 3rd and 15.
Absolutely.
So when it is 4th and 15, the defense knows you're going to throw the ball deep. Okay, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. That's why in the NFL, when you see them go 4th and 15, they do that defense where they get 7 of those defensive backs stand on the first down yard line because they know you have to go there, right?
Exactly.
And so you have to try something different. And he just had to get in the bag of tricks and say, hey, we have 2 quarterbacks on our team.
Yeah.
Like, let's ball.
Roll them sevens.
Roll them sevens.
Trying to roll some sevens. Yeah. Man, it has been an exciting night. For the Central Bobcats and the Lakeview Chiefs, unfortunate they came out in the L column. Tristan Franklin, of course, appreciate you watching tonight. We look forward to seeing them back in action next week. The Bobcats will finally have a home game at San Angelo Stadium next Friday night against the Abilene High Eagles. We'll be there. We'll likely send Brent.
Is that on a Saturday game?
I believe that is a Friday game.
I thought it was. I was under the impression it was a Saturday game.
I believe that might be a Friday game. We'll make sure and check. But I tell you what, man, it's been
16th.
Yeah, Friday the 16th.
That would be Friday. All right, perfect. So, then we get another week of Bobcat football.
Bobcat football, of course. So we'll have to be a little bit more creative since this is they're going to be at home.
Yeah, and the other guys.
But hey, those other guys are just very much like us, the local entrepreneurs battling the big corporate media. So we'll always, although we do compete against them, we'll claim them as we'll be on their side. So nonetheless, it's been a great show. It's man, this week has been good. We've seen a lot of good football this week. Thank you so much to our scorekeepers of Yanis Green and Sonia Ramirez Munoz. Of course, our social media representative Janessa Nunez. And, of course, our videographers of the night. We saw James Bellini and then our very own Brent Blinka, who joined us on set tonight. And then Joe Hyde, pushing the ones and twos. And we most definitely cannot forget about Ryan Chadwick.
Yeah.
Man, just setting it straight. I love hearing from him.
Oh, yeah. Inside, man.
Man,
inside.
he just, I mean, between you and him, you guys are probably the raw. I mean,
he's got it more than I got it. I'm just sitting here bull crapping y'all.
But no, you guys for real, y'all set the record straight. And I'll say it again. No other members of the media will likely do that in town. You guys will do that. So
hey, I play baseball, not softball. Also, the man Ryan Newlin. All day.
Ryan Newlin. Appreciate him. All right. For all the members who helped us out tonight, guys, thank you so much. For Christian Gabadon, Matt Trammell, I'm Manny Diaz. This has been a fun Week 7. Until next time, good night. God bless. We'll see you in Week 8. Awesome. Thank you.
It has all the raw.
You got it, man. Thank you.
Just email us those.